The hats weren't funny, Emily. Screenshots have officially entered the chat, and Shannon's still stoned. Like, literally right now, still stoned. Welcome to Showmance, guys, the only show on the internet doing deep dives on shows with no depth.
Shows as shallow as the energy I put into crafting together any thoughtful takes for this trash box of an episode.
I liked it.
No, seriously, I'm starting this episode with a comment from Andrea Deneen, 6802.
It's probably better than any of the dialogue that came on the show the whole episode. Please go on.
I do not like OC.
Yeah.
I used to dislike Heather, but she is now my favorite, and the rest are dreadful.
Yeah.
However, you guys look great. I'm assuming she's referring to you two. But Andrea, yeah, man. Yeah. Dreadful. This show's dreadful. This episode was more dreadful. If we can't do, I have an apology to all you 3+ hour lovers out there. If we can't do today in 30 minutes, I don't know what.
No, I think Courtney's going to lead this episode because
I think Courtney should just talk to the people.
Yeah. And then
We can go
I'll
home.
just file my nails.
Want to go
and
get a
drink beer.
pizza?
Yeah. Because she liked it,
Jeez.
and I'm curious what you liked about it. I was literally trying to come up with like what our, I'm always thinking ahead of like what the episode title will be and what to splash across some saucy thumbnail, and like it's probably going to be like, I hate this show. I hate Orange County.
The episode title should be No Showmance this week.
Yeah, on vacation.
Yeah, vacation. Showmance went to
fishing.
Amsterdam.
Yeah,
Gone fishing. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a real snooze fest.
See, for me, it was interesting, specifically towards the end of the episode. The beginning of the episode was whatever. Nothing of note really happened for me. Obviously, we'll still cover it. But like, just so you know what I was thinking when I said, oh no, I liked it. It was towards the end. It was when Gretchen had that moment in the bus. And then
The fake one?
everything after that, I was very fascinated by.
I was definitely fascinated by that. It's just that how we get there, it is just so clear as day. Like they are just smashing in our faces that Emily and Gina literally do nothing. They do nothing but decide to go, hey, you want to talk about that thing you guys are mad at?
Bro,
And it's like
the dumbest. And like I was like, I forgot what team Emily was on. And then I was halfway through the episode, I was like, oh, you're on team producer. You're on the producer's team. That's whose team you're on. Because we don't root for anybody, but then we root for Gretchen.
Yeah.
But last week we were yelling at Gretchen, but this week we're going to yell at and now you're here to do what? And then Gina is so fucking wasted that she's just like, you guys should really talk about how she killed your mother. What? No, let's not. I always see that. But like,
No. But like,
shit
she should
so
not have been bringing
gnarly.
that stuff
like,
up when they were at lunch.
just
That was
not,
ridiculous.
don't say anything.
Emily, I think like we're just stupid if we didn't see it before. Like Emily does like just enough or talks just enough about like her legal work to like still remind people that like she is an attorney, but like, she hasn't really practiced or I know she does her, charity stuff and
No, but she's not a
participates
practicing lawyer.
Yeah.
She says it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that like she's just someone who now I would like to now know more about her life just so I can find more of these instances where she's figured out how to do the least and the most at the same time, like how to still stay employed at this company, but like just do enough to like keep getting a paycheck or she'll find the need. Minnie's exploring something over there. She's always on her investigative journalism.
She watched a couple Coca Instagrams and now she's a reporter.
She
Coca
is.
inspired her.
Yeah. So yeah, she's figured out like, oh, what are the needs on this show? And it is literally just someone to say, hey, remember that thing that you guys don't like about each other? Do something about that. Talk about that now while she
They need
eats
to
her
recast.
fucking
They desperately.
like nobody's business. And
Emily and Gina really, after this season, to me, they got to go.
Yeah.
I don't. And I like, even though Gina, people are always like, oh, I don't really care about Gina because she doesn't have a lot of money. And like, I'm not getting anything from her, like watching her lifestyle. Because obviously so much of the show is to tune in to watch people be glamorous and whatever. I used to always say, no, I like Gina. I feel like she brings something authentic and whatever. After this season, I feel like her fruit may have ripened.
Yeah.
You know what,
her orange may be spoiled.
Yeah.
You know what, Gina, I like? Interview Gina. Interview Gina is funny and kind of charming and like cute and says smart stuff, and those are always the moments where she was like, probably shouldn't have said that or done that. Well, Interview Gina is amazing.
But that's how she used to be on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why
I was like, you're the most different on the show versus in the interviews. Gina.
I'm not saying that this is the reason. However, when she got California sober, she really changed how she acted with the girls. And I don't know if alcohol was fueling her participation in the group.
Wait,
but
is
now,
California sober just now mean you don't drink alcohol? Because I'm pretty sure mushrooms.
Or maybe you don't do pills. Maybe you don't. I don't know. I don't hear about pills a lot of time being involved in California sober. I think it has always just meant you smoke weed. But now that mushrooms are so
it's the
basically like
stuff,
catching up
man.
to the weed.
It's just hippie sober. You do hippie drugs.
If you can grow it but not grow it because you grow poppies too.
But like it's like ayahuasca and mushrooms.
Yeah.
Acid.
Weed. Acid isn't from the
Crack.
vine.
Yeah. No, I think it started out as weed and now mushrooms and ayahuasca are like catching up to, because you can buy mushrooms pretty much anywhere now for the most part. I don't think so.
It's only a matter of time before mushrooms are legal.
I thought you were going to say crack.
Oh God, no.
But like maybe.
Oh, who knows the way things are
Fingers
going.
crossed, am I
might
right?
need some. No, I feel like it's only a matter of time before mushrooms become legal in California.
Dude,
yes?
I will kill you.
Wow, he just doesn't care. He's no fucks, just fucking
I'm going
man.
straight for it. And I think he just likes to do somersaults off of the thing. Like he acts like he's so scared that you just said this thing. Minnie sniffing your hair. It's so cute.
He's so cute. I heard your little snooter.
Dude, Minnie. That shot, did you see it? Yes. Oh, that's our Emmy right there.
Minnie and Foof are basically working overtime to like fill in all the blanks. Like I didn't even wash my hair today. Like if that tells you anything, like I was like, no, I'm not washing my hair to do this episode. I barely have jack all to say.
Okay, well let's dive into it. But all I wanted to say is it's only a matter of time before they legalize mushrooms in the state of California, because I feel like they have a pilot program, thank you, going on in NorCal.
Yeah.
And I would like that to come to SoCal.
Yeah.
Because it's great. And it's not hurting anyone, in my humble opinion. It's only helping us.
Yeah.
But I just would like to say that if I were going to a tulip field or when I go, I would love to be on mushrooms.
Yeah.
That seems like an
1,000,000%.
outstanding choice by Heather.
For sure.
Yeah. On a work day, maybe not.
I don't know, because I feel like at this point in her life, she's like, who gives a shit?
No, that's true. That's
right?
true.
Like, live your life. Like, because I would imagine if you're in a really good headspace, because I love weed, right?
Yeah.
And I was a really, really big stoner. And I mean, I never like could wake and bake because it's just not my personality. But I was a really big stoner in my 20s. And then I started getting bad highs. And every time I would smoke, it was like, I would just feel panicked. I would feel awful. And I was like, I have to stop doing this. And then when I moved to the place before I live in now, I had these two giant guys that lived above me that were always throwing parties. So even if it was just the two of them, I wouldn't be able to sleep because they're like thumping all around the apartment.
Yeah.
And someone's like, oh, you should, one of my friends is like, oh, you should go smoke weed before you go to sleep and you'll sleep through all of it. And I was like, I don't know. I used to get really bad highs. I haven't touched it in a while. And I started smoking again. And I guess I was just in a different headspace. And hasn't happened since.
Yeah.
And so I really feel like once you're in an emotionally healthy headspace, when you're doing shit like that, you're like, I'm fucking rich. I'm in love. My kids are all doing great. I'm on a goddamn TV show.
Yeah.
I look amazing. Give me the mushrooms and let's roll around in some tulips, kids.
Yeah.
Like, I think it might even be a bigger high.
Yeah.
That's just my guess.
No, that's true.
So on the way to the tulip field, Tamra and Gina, rather, they're talking smack about Gretchen. Obviously, this whole episode is a build up to what happens later in the episode with Gretchen and Tamra. To me, it was all the same nonsense. Like, we get it. You're annoyed with the same shit you've been annoyed with all season. I don't have anything to talk about from this section, do you?
No.
I mean, other than the fact that no one from the show watched our episode last week
No, they did not.
and fired the fucking camera operator or the AC that installs those cameras in the van.
Yeah,
Because that's 2 weeks in a row that you have so much footage that's out of focus that you can't get around it and you have to put it into the show. That's unacceptable.
Do you think though, because like
I don't even want to hear it. It's inexcusable. And this week they showed what cameras those are. And I'm gonna get stupid, like, and if you know, you know. If you don't, then you're gonna be like, shut up. Those are Sony cameras.
I know I was gonna say they look like our cameras.
Sony cameras. There's two Canons and Sony. That's if you work at TV, that's what you're shooting with. Canon is known for good color. Sony is known for autofocus.
Okay,
that
but
is literally the fucking thing that Sony is famous for. Is making autofocus psychotically good.
Okay, but so this is my question then, because often, like when Shane's moving around or when anyone's
That's
moving
a depth
around,
of field thing. You can change that too. They're in the middle of the day.
Okay,
Like their
got-
settings are wrong. The settings on the camera are wrong, and no one's checking them. No one's monitoring them. That's fine. It happens, right? But then you check the dailies the day before, and you're like, oh fuck, bro, Kenny, the fucking look, dude. Oh fuck, my bad. I forgot to do this. And then the next day, it doesn't happen, but it did.
Okay, but here's this is my question about that. When you've got 3 rows of people and like
It's
the
not,
camera
though.
knows how
The
to focus
cameras-
on
it's
something, but then
not.
like there's 3 things. So it's like I feel like our cameras do
But
that thing where it's
so
like
those
doesn't know which
A,
one of you is supposed
our
to be
cameras
on.
don't do that because we haven't had them on autofocus in 2 years. They did when they were on autofocus. So like those cameras aren't on autofocus. That's not my point. My point is the irony of having a Sony camera out of focus is crazy, right? For you to be a professional on a TV show is quadruply crazy.
Okay.
For you to do it and then not get like cool. Maybe we gave Kenny a talking to like first time, right? Fine. 2 times. If this happens next week, I'm out. Like I'm never watching this show again, just out of principle,
okay.
right?
He's just looking for a way out.
I know.
Honestly,
I was just gonna say, yeah. You're
the-
dying to get out of here.
Yeah, Kenny, thank you, Kenny. So it's unacceptable. There's also producers with a monitor, like, so there's ways around all that. If those cameras were set to autofocus, you would see them going jittering back and forth between Emily and whoever, and every time someone's hand goes, but they're just not in focus. Like none of it's in focus.
Okay, one last
The
question,
little
and then I
piece
promise
that
we'll
is
move off of the
isn't
tech.
even- It's a
of this.
chair.
Okay. You've said before, because I've said I would love it if I had a thing where I could just control. If I notice that something's out of focus on that screen, I would like to just be able to press a button and make it go without having to get up and like actually manually do it. You said that Black Magic cameras do that. Do Sony cameras do that? Because otherwise you kind of have to stop what you're
No,
doing
you
and
do it before. Like that's the point. You
Okay.
set those like it black.
Okay.
Like we're getting into
No,
so
I
many
know,
people are
because-
clicking out right now. You need a focus controller. There's a remote focus controller. We have one. I could put it on your camera and you could do that. We would
have
need one for every camera. It's one of those. It's a part of the thing that I just got some new stuff to go shoot with Travis. It's one of those. The
keep digging. The truth keeps coming out. He
Yeah.
wants off the show,
New
and he's
stuff
got
just
new stuff
showing
for
up.
Travis.
New stuff for
yeah,
Travis.
got some new content coming your way, guys.
None of
This
this is
isn't even
making
going to
it.
make it. Yeah, we're wasting so much fucking time.
Okay, so the next chunk at the tulip field is when we go to lunch. And for me, that's really the only part of this whole tulip extravaganza that matters. Gina came alive. I don't know what bit her in the ass that made her decide to start gunning for everyone at the table. And I really, we always say like, don't be lazy, right? Like do better.
Yeah.
And it drives me bananas when these women will be lazy about the things that they want to approach the other women about.
Yeah.
So if you have an issue with Shannon, Gina, just say it right to her.
Yeah.
Direct, straight, no chaser. Say what you got to say. You don't need to bring up supporting things around it so that you can create your own inroad to say, and by the way, this actually bothers me that you do this. Like, just say like, hey, I'm having a problem with how you're behaving. And I feel like she brought up all this nonsense
Yeah.
for no reason, only to backpedal and realize abort mission. You're in too deep. None of this is going as planned. And all you did was, Jen is not out for anyone.
No.
We said it last week. Jen didn't want this shower, but that is not because she dislikes Shannon.
Yeah.
That is not because she wanted to make Shannon feel bad by talking shit about the shower. She just was like, it's not for me.
I wouldn't have done it.
I
wouldn't have asked for it. But like, how nice that somebody put this together for me and spent this kind of money and was upset that it wasn't perfect. And like, I think that Jen, out of anyone in this group, I think, and I could put Heather here too. But Jen just is so. Tamra calls her a people pleaser at some point, and she is one. But like, Tamra, try it maybe. Don't knock it before you try it. You know. But there's just no reason to go after someone, and like, I also think that Jen is also a people pleaser in that if Gina is like pushing didn't you even want that? Aren't you kind of upset about that? Aren't you kind of like, Jen is also going to people please you by maybe not saying, no, I didn't not like it. She will when she's confronted about it. But like, in the moment, Jen's just like Jen's going with the flow. Jen's just not ruffling feathers. She's like, just not like, she's just going to be like, yeah, whatever. Basically what I'm saying is that I think that when they call her out for basically not saying how she really feels, that also happened with Emily. Like, Jen is not going to be straight up, this is exactly how I feel about every single thing, because no one needs to do that all the time. Like, there just doesn't need to be a conflict or an argument. And both Gina and Emily, but a lot in this episode, specifically Emily, really just making it her entire existence on this show is to not have to do dick all, but remember what everyone else is fighting about, and then bring it up in the most awkward moment when, like, you would just like to see this group of ladies have a lunch.
And also apropos of nothing.
They're on vacation. Yeah. They're taking some mushrooms.
Yeah.
They're having some... The best part of that fucking scene was when Heather picks up the tray of sandwiches, gives Tamra one.
Yeah, go ahead.
And literally realizes, like,
I'm not doing this.
I'm gonna do this.
So like that,
serving all these assholes.
Dude, that was the first time I was like, it's fine. Like, but it was also the first time that I don't even want to use the word ick, but I can't think of another term, like a baby ick I got from Heather, because I was like, why did you pick that up? Like, and because the joke was out there, like, oh hey, so Heather's gonna serve us. You then picked up the thing. You went, you gave Tamra one, and then realized, I'm not fucking doing this. Yeah. So, like, it's too late. You already did it. I would have liked to see her to finish serving everybody.
That was her intrusive thought coming out because she was on drugs. Yeah. So she literally just, what Heather was normally so good about just having inner monologue, you know?
You know what? That actually makes way more sense, because if I was on shrooms and looking at a plate of fucking sandwiches, I would be like, yeah, no. These things are moving. They're crawling on me. I don't want any of
the
that.
smell of them. I'm getting a little bit seasick right now.
Is that a tomato or a slice of skin? What is that? I also think that I've noticed this a couple times, but on this trip especially, with Tamra and Shannon just being really weird and like, I don't know, like the crawling on the floor and that just like being funny and cutesy. And then Tamra said something that on the last episode that was just to Jen, that was like, this isn't about, or I'm not talking to you, but it wasn't like, it was just like a weird, like, bro, can we just, it's on the call sheet, man. Like, I got to do this thing with Shannon. Can you just shut the fuck up for a second?
Yeah.
So we can go back to our boat ride. I feel like these girls were like, dude, Amsterdam, hell yeah. You know what? Should we just go have a good time and fucking get wasted and do some weed and mushrooms and drink some wine and fucking party down the canal and have a good time? And they were all like, yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. They got there. 2 days of that happened. And the producers are like, hey, fucking low. This is not what we're doing. You guys need to fight. And they're like, yeah, dude, we're not going to fight. It's Amsterdam.
Everything feels so
It's
good.
the last season. I'm high as fuck right now. Yeah. We're going to see my parents' house. Like, can we not fight? And the producers were like, no, No, you cannot not fight.
Which is a bad fucking
Emily.
call. That's
No,
bad producing because everybody is dying to see these women just get along for 5 minutes.
And
Yes, but
Emily and Gina were like, I got you, boss.
Yeah.
I'll bring up some weird shit that we've talked about all season long. And nobody cares about anymore. Also, I'm going to say this for later. We'll get into it. But like, what's wrong with not liking people anymore? How come people can't like each other?
Wait, what's wrong with not liking people?
Like, what's wrong
why
with
can't
like,
you not like someone?
if I don't like somebody and they don't like me, that's fine. Stay away from each other and go on with it. Why do I gotta keep fucking? Oh, let's make up. Let's talk about this thing we've been doing for 12 years. Why? Hey guys, you guys should really. No, we shouldn't. We fucking hate each other. Like I don't understand why everyone's got to be friends anymore.
People have to just be in the same group, but not like make it a bit like. Oh, and then she was doing this and she was doing that. And the producer's saying, well, what was she doing? I don't fucking know. And like that would be funnier to me than like watching them have the same conversations over and over and over again when like they're clearly
so much to do in Amsterdam that could have provided way more story in 2 or 3 episodes that they're going to be there. Excuse me.
But they couldn't have all been like stony baloney and having fun because all of them, Gretchen's never going to do any of that shit. And Tamra wasn't really partaking.
I mean, somebody said in the comments too,
wasn't.
Gretchen shouldn't have gone on this trip.
No, she shouldn't have.
Like you're Gretchen, don't go to fucking Amsterdam.
No.
A, not a cast member. B, Amsterdam.
I keep forgetting that.
Yeah.
I don't even,
Just a friend of.
and
That's
again, we'll
crazy.
get there, but I'm not even buying the bullshit at the end. Like their whole act at their spiel at the fucking end, that was such a load of crap.
I would have loved to see Katie on this fucking trip.
The only thing that I was happy about that did get brought up, even though it was all so stupid and ridiculous, is Jen does need to be able to stand up for herself and say like, no, like, yeah, I am friends with Alexis and I am going to go to her wedding, or I want to go to her wedding. If she invites me, I am going to go. Because the way she kowtows to other people, it's just not, it's always going to bite you in the ass. That's never going to be a helpful quality to perpetuate as you get older.
Yeah. But I absolutely, and like this is not to say that I don't totally agree with like, you can't tell people who they can be friends with. Like you just have to learn to be a grown up. However, in this specific case, it's not like I would expect that Shannon should be able to just go after Jen all the time, which she doesn't. But I'm just saying, hypothetically, if Shannon were going after Jen for being friends with Alexis, that would get annoying to me really quickly and just be a really bad look for Shannon.
Totally.
But the relationship that Shannon has with Alexis, I would understand that that's not a normal thing. It's not just like, oh, you're friends with so-and-so and like, I don't really like her. She got too drunk at this thing I was at and she was just being super obnoxious and she said something weird to me and I've just like never really gotten over it. The things that Alexis did to Shannon are like they sued her. They tried to upload video of her doing things that like would just really have an impact on her life. Like it was very atrocious what Alexis did and how she just had zero fucks, like did not care about it. And like, I understand like, oh, that's my man and that's my boyfriend. I have to like defend him and whatever. Like I get all of that. But it did seem like Alexis made her story and her sort of mission every day to tell someone something atrocious about Shannon, to show a video, to listen to audio, to threaten to give something to a tabloid or to ruin her or watch her fall or whatever. Like, if it's like when Lala in Vanderpump said, if any of you are hanging out with what's his name, I'm not having you. And if you really thought about it, Lala was fighting for custody of her kids from like a Harvey Weinstein type, you know? And like that dude has a ton of money or access to it or friends that could get it or whatever. Like there are just certain people that like I would say if you are friends with a person who literally made it their life's mission to take me down, I just don't know how close I can get with you because I don't know how vulnerable I can really be and like tell you a story maybe that's just like off the cuff and then think later like, are you going to tell her that? Should I have said, don't say anything? Should I call her right now and make sure? Like, it's just a lot. It's high stress. Why do you want a friendship like that? You know?
Oh, yeah. I'm not talking about any of that. Like, in the sense that that's right. I get that. I just mean, like, then Jen, you got to be an adult. And because Jen doesn't want to ever take a real stand.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so instead of just leaving her husband, she had an affair. Like, instead of saying, this isn't working for me, I'm not happy. she had the affair. Instead of saying to Shannon, if I have to pick between you and Alexis, then I need a minute to like see who I want to be friends with because I have a friendship with both of you. But you can't sit there and say to other people that you have a friendship with her and then say to Shannon, like, we're not really friends. And, you know, if she invited me, I would never go to the wedding because of you. Like, you need to be a bit more... do you ever hear that saying, like, you're wearing your wishbone where your backbone ought to be?
Yeah.
She's wearing her wishbone where her backbone ought to be.
Yeah.
And I just really think that, like, you gotta enter into a certain time in your life where you're just like, this is who I am. This is who I'm friends with. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I stand for. Like it, don't like it. Like, I can't pretend not to be that so that it makes you more comfortable. And again, Shannon has every right to not want to be close to someone that's close to Alexis. I get that. But then I think, Jen, you need to be honest about what your relationship with her is because she wasn't, right?
How it came off to me from the get of how Jen has spoken about Alexis was that she really didn't care. And I felt like in this moment, they really put her on the spot to say, you don't like Alexis. And she's like, I never said I don't like Alexis. It just, I always felt like when she said, I don't really see Alexis, I wouldn't really go to her wedding because like maybe she just like wasn't really friends with her then. Maybe she's seen her at more events since then because like this is taking place over a stretch of time. There are Bravo things that they all go to and whatever. I never got the feeling, and I'm not saying that Jen doesn't do this because Jen definitely does this, but in this specific topic, I always took it as Jen didn't really have much of a relationship with Alexis. And so it was like an easy thing to be like, no, I just won't go because I'm getting closer with Shannon. This is a real thing to her. And it's not really a real thing to me. So I'll just be over it. It seems like either things have progressed between her and Alexis since, or someone put her on the spot, Emily, in this situation to basically say like, no, I'm not being friends with Alexis. And like, she's not going to say that because that's a very staunch stance. Again, she doesn't like that, but also who would say that? Like, no, I just said like, no, she's fine. I don't have any issue with her or whatever. And it just seemed like they were trying to make her say, I don't like her. And like, I don't know. But yes, everything that you're saying about Jen, like she does that. It's just this specific thing. I didn't get that vibe.
And I think the reason I got that vibe is because
it's her pattern.
It's her yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like she wishbone. I never heard that before. I love that. You're wearing your wishbone where your backbone is. I think that she was a little wishbone-y, like, because it seemed people-pleasy to me.
Yeah.
Like that when you're with Shannon, you're going to be like, oh, no, we're not that close. I wouldn't go, da-da-da. But then when you're with Alexis, or what's her name, Alexis?
Yeah.
You're probably like, oh, no, we're best friends. Oh, no, Shannon's fine. Like, you know. And then when you get called out at a group situation, you're going to be neutral. Like, she's just trying not to, like you said, she's not going to be like, oh, I don't like her. But she's also trying to be Switzerland, where she's just fucking neutral all the goddamn time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
know?
If I thought that they had any real relationship, like I've just never hear anything about Jen hanging out with Alexis.
Did she go to the wedding? Did she end up
I
going
don't
to
know.
Alexis' wedding? I can't remember. One of my girlfriends sends me like random stuff like, oh, this is from Tamra's Instagram feed, like her stories or whatever. And I could have sworn I saw, but I can't remember if it was Tamra's stories because obviously she was posting so much from Alexis's wedding, or if there was one where Jen was in it, but whatever. So now we're on our way to the jacuzzi boat ride things. And
Jacuzzi or loose.
Jacuzzi or lose.
Jacuzzi or lose. And in those, you know, they're taking the two buses. And in the one bus, they're telling Jen, you know, you need to be more entrepreneurial and really think about your Instagram feed as a revenue stream for yourself. And listen, people are who they are. Like, I just think that Jen is going to keep being Jen.
Yeah.
I think she's got her yoga studio and hopefully she will get out of the $133,000 worth of, you know, back rent that she owes. I think she's really banking everything on this relationship with Ryan working. Like,
Definitely.
I just don't think her brain is ever going to work in that way that they want it to.
No. That's why I think that like she wasn't necessarily playing both sides between Alexis and Shannon. I think that Jen doesn't really like, unless something's like right in front of her and like you're being forced to deal with that thing and it's like, it's sink or swim right now. You got to make a decision. I think she's so laissez-faire about, is that right?
Laissez-faire.
Laissez-faire. I think she's so laissez-faire about just any any of these things that everyone else, like most people have like no, I do really like her, or I don't, or no, I really need to make something out of this. And I've been putting it off and I need to, but like, it seems like you got to really tell her like, no. What's your login? Like, let's get your login right now. Oh, it's the dude's like that is under his name. Like, no, we're changing that. Give me your phone. You know, like she just doesn't, she's kind of flighty. I wonder if her mom raised her that way. I wonder if her dad takes care of everything and her mom is like, how do you get to live a life like that?
She's still I don't think Jen is stupid. It just reminds me of that joke that it's like, jellyfish have survived for over 2 billion years without a brain, which is great news for them and stupid people. Like my mom, I have a relative who's dumb as a box of rocks. And my mom used to always say like, in my next life, I want to come back as her because nothing hits her. Like she can't worry about anything because she's too dumb to understand what's actually going on. But in relation to in respect to Jen, I feel like Jen doesn't deal with it though. I feel like she just, instead of when they had all of her ex-husband wasn't paying the rent for the rental for her and her kids. Yeah. She didn't figure it out. She didn't go and like hustle and make money to pay for that. She just moved in with Ryan. Yeah. So like, I actually don't think she deals with anything.
She doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't.
And
deal
I
with
like
anything.
her. I just think this
she
is an
doesn't
Achilles
even.
heel of hers.
I don't know if she knows to care or just doesn't care. Or like she doesn't realize it's a big deal until something like what happened to her happens. But even like if that, like I could see anybody getting like who was the last? Oh, it was I remember Sarah Silverman. I feel if I'm misunderstanding this, like because it's been a long time, but I feel like Sarah Silverman went through this era when she was dating Jimmy Kimmel a long time ago. And I think she did a pilot about it that was like sort of like based on that experience where like she basically had to like move out, like they break up. She's got to find an apartment, doesn't really know how to do that, gets one, and then realizes that her phone is shut off and like didn't even realize that her phone was taken care of. Like Jimmy's people had her phone taken care of. And so she's, how do I even call to get a phone line if I don't have a phone line to call and get, like, it was just.
It's like, how do you get into the scissors when you bought the scissors because you don't have scissors?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, so maybe that's just a thing that some women go through. But what's funny about it is that Sarah Silverman looks at it and goes, that's not okay. And now I'm going to gain all that independence and be a real life girl. And then I'm going to write a pilot about it. And anyhow, it's like Jen had this horrible experience happened to her, and it still seems like
I know
none
people
of that
like this,
mattered.
though,
like
that it's just like you so badly want them to get it, and you can't understand. Like, wait a minute, you just beat cancer, and you're celebrating with a cigarette. Like, what are we doing here? Like, have we learned nothing? Yeah. And some people, it's just like I'ma do what I want to do, and that I think Jen has that streak in her.
If you just constantly find yourself like, if what happened between her and her husband, and then Ryan is there waiting, and literally, like we talked about this last week, how like we are not really hating on Ryan so much right now because just looking at everything that he has done, where it's not just that he's like, oh, I get to date this woman who he finds super beautiful and hot and bangable and all the things. That's one thing. You don't then move in their entire family, all of their pets, and like pay for everything and help deal with the situation with the ex-husband. Like some shitbag guy is not doing all of that. And again, he gets to be on a Real Housewives show. Like maybe that's a big deal to him. I don't know. But like, it's still a lot of very supportive things. Yes. So if she just sort of, if something happens with Ryan and then there's another Ryan type waiting after that to just do the exact same thing. And maybe she's the kind of woman that finds those men, that really love a woman like that. And like, because everyone's got their yin and yang role, So like, I guess the way that you never have to do anything about it is if you are the kind of girl that is always going to roll into the next guy. Correct. And they're always there. And then, you know what? Fucking bravo. Yeah. Like, good for you.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I know a girl like that. And it's every time it happens, I'm just like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You don't have a job. Why are you spending $15,000 on an apartment right now? And it's like, oh, Courtney, silly Courtney.
Yeah.
What do you know? Because in about 3, 2, here's the new guy, and he's very happy to slide in there like Ryan is and foot the bill and do all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so we get to the boats. Don't find these hats funny at all. Like, I love my brother, but like my brother will tell a joke and I'm like, Bob, in order for a joke to like work, it has to be funny.
Yeah.
And
I've been telling him that forever.
Oh, no, you haven't, because I'm fucking funny. But when they cut to Heather and she's like, oh, now I know why they don't think I'm funny, because this is the bar.
Yep.
So good.
That was
gold. Yeah.
perfect.
That was fucking funny.
All of it was fucking like,
I'm so glad Heather gets that. It's so nice. And I also love that she keeps dropping it in like a fuck you, you're all trash, and I'm out of here the second that they greenlight me.
Second I get that pilot.
Yeah, the second that Beverly Hills has
calls.
a spot opening.
Yeah.
And I have to make a plea to Bravo. Give it to her. It is so hard watching this woman. And I'm so grateful to be able to watch her with these people.
I couldn't watch it without her.
I don't know if I could either. And I'm watching her and it's like, you don't park the fucking Rolls Royce with all the I don't even know what car, like, because I would say like a fucking 1980s Corvette, because that's what all these women equivocate to me, is like a fucking
Stick's
thing
car.
that they thought was wait, what?
Stick. We just watched that show Stick, season 1 of that show Stick on the golf.
Oh my God.
show.
If you haven't watched Stick on Apple TV,
couldn't
Yeah,
get
Pat
into it.
Clark. Wait, for real?
Yeah.
might be the greatest series I've seen since Modern Family.
Wait, have you watched Shrinking?
I didn't like that.
Yeah, I didn't get into it.
It's
But-
boring.
Atypical. We watched Atypical and we really loved that one.
I did really like that
But we
one,
didn't
but
finish
I
it.
like Stick
Okay,
way
I'll try it
more.
again. When did it get good for you?
I think
From Jump? Or?
maybe also though, I found it, and Mike loves any golf show pretty much.
Yeah.
Like if you find him a golf show, and like I get really proud of myself sometimes where I find something and I get to be like, have you heard of this? And he says no, and I literally like get like goosebumps because it's like very exciting for me, because Mike he's harsh on everything, you know, so it's like you are. And so I was just like happy to be able to serve that up. So maybe I went into it very positive, so it was very easy for me to get into it. But like literally, if I wasn't feeling that by episode 2, it would have been obvious, because like I said, Mike's very hard on things, and we watched it in 2 days, and like we just don't really do that.
We would have probably watched it in a day had we started earlier. We
Oh, yeah, but we started at
had
like
3
10 o'clock at night.
episodes left, and we were just like, oh man.
Let's save
All right, I'm
them.
going to give it another shot. I think I only watched like half of the first episode, and I was like, this is a snooze fest.
Oh
but
my God.
I love Owen Wilson.
because you haven't met the girl yet. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Try
I'm
it
gonna
again.
I'm gonna go back in. Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, they. Sorry, guys. She's still learning.
I'm trying my best. Okay.
The hats aren't funny. We're in the boats, and to me, the only thing I give a shit with these boat rides about is when I know we're gonna get into it, because I thought Gretchen had a moment. And listen, I'm not riding for Gretchen.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that this makes her she's exonerated from all of her terrible behavior. However, I did think I saw her have a moment of clarity where she was like, "Oh, I've been pushing this fucking fight forward, and I've been a dirtbag also, and I've said nasty things also." Like, I think she realized, like, she just kept thinking, I'm a victim, and she didn't realize, right, but then you say this, and then Tamra stops and you keep pushing it, and then Tamra obviously kept pushing back, where she's just like, but we said we wouldn't do this, and she's like, right, I know, and I'm apologizing. And also, again, not riding for Gretchen at all, but she was like, everyone kept saying, but she did apologize, and she apologized here, she apologized there. Like, she has said she's sorry a lot. And I think, as fucked up as it seems like Gretchen is from what we're seeing from scenes for the next episode, there just seemed to be like something that was knocked loose in her. And I saw a different response from her. She wasn't so argumentative. It was like the wind was taken out of her sails, and she didn't want to fight anymore. And she also realized, like, oh, maybe I didn't light the match, but I watched it burn and I didn't call the fire department. Like also threw a little gasoline on it. Like there was just because she got so quiet and she's not like that.
Yeah.
She normally screams back at her. Like, you don't know this, but there was an episode a million years ago. They were having this like 80s bunko party. And that's when Terry had dressed up as his brother from Quiet Riot. And she yelled at Tamra so much that she lost her voice. She was screaming at her and in her face. That's the normal response she gives to Tamra.
I mean, listen,
but she just stopped.
I've seen her do it this season where she did it at the little cowboy party. She did it when I know shit about you. Don't want me to say shit about you. So like, I can see it in her, but I'm not buying 12 years of fucking bullshit. And now on a little hot tub boat in Amsterdam is your moment of realization. Like,
yeah,
I'm not buying it, dude. I thought that was like the only thing I'll get with you is that she got oddly quiet. Like that seemed like be something. But I don't know, man. I just that whole thing seemed like it seemed a little bullshitty to me. Also, I'm not a Tamra fan, but she seems to be the only one on this show that is like, oh, that's who you are. You know what I mean? And she doesn't seem to change. Like that's who you get what you get, and you're not gonna get no funny business. Like that's who you're getting her. She's not nice. She's fucking mean as hell, and that's what you're getting all the goddamn time. The rest of these chicks, fucking who knows? Blindfolded, not sure what I'm getting, which makes me not trust you and not believe you. You know, like we can hang, but I'm not gonna. You know, I'm just not. I'm a little leery of you. Gretchen is that. Like your crosses, your fucking Barbie, Stepford wife, whole persona, then your F-bombs, your foul mouth. Like, and listen, I'm a foul mouthed dude, but I don't go to church on Sundays. And I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it on the boat. I didn't buy it in the van. I didn't buy it in the end. I'm just not buying it. I'm not buying the scenes from the next. I'm not buying her.
I'm not saying that she had this moment and she is a changed person. What I'm saying is, have you ever had a moment with someone, because I have, where like, maybe there's just this thing between you and someone else that you've never understood. And you're like, it just seems like such a fucking easy thing for you to say, I took this from out of your wallet, this thing that you've been searching for forever. Just fucking own up to it. Or like, yes, the reason you got into a fight with this person is because I told them the shit that I shouldn't have told them. Like there's a direct line where someone could just confess to something, right? And you've always asked them about it and they've never, and I don't even mean something as like, I'm trying to think of a good example.
You're going to have to think of a real good one, and it's going to have lasted 12 years.
I have one, but I don't want to use it. I'm trying to think of something akin to the thing I want to, basically, I have a friend, okay, that would just always do this thing that was very weird, okay? And listen, it's not hurting anybody, but I don't understand why you have to do this one thing. It's weird. It's a little bit annoying to me. And they could have told me, right? Because I had drawn the straight line for me where it's like, oh, this happened to you in your childhood and this equals that. And this is why you do that. And okay, but I would just like you to tell me that, okay? And one day, and this was like years later, I wasn't even like close friends with this person, and like we run into each other and we start having like a pretty like honest conversation. I was like, can I ask you what that was about? And what they said was so off base as to what logic could have even told you as to why they did this. In that moment, I realized, oh my God, you stop asking about this. You just have to walk away. You're never going to know why this person behaves this way. And you just have to let it go. And it doesn't mean that it annoyed me any less when it happened, but I was like a dog with a bone with it. And I just I just released my jaw and I was like, I'm good. I'm good. I don't have to think about it anymore. I don't have to talk about it anymore. And I feel like Gretchen in that moment just realized like, oh my God, I'm a part of the problem and this isn't going to get healed. And I might not ever like this woman, but like, I need to stop this behavior because I'm like, I don't think she ever took 1 ounce of accountability for what happened between the two of them. And I think she took maybe 2 ounces of accountability as to like, oh, fuck, I need to let this go.
So I think
Please.
how I've been perceiving Gretchen in this episode was just something that you said about Lisa Barlow, which was like, this isn't what you're seeing is not really about this. It's about something that goes way beyond, way bigger. And like what you said, that you're not buying it, that like she just had this like come to Jesus moment with herself. Like nobody even really, I mean, well, people have been telling her a little bit of this and that, but you're not buying it. Just like she finally grasped it and is now like, oh my gosh, I can't believe.
One episode away from the finale,
Right.
guest of, friend of,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck you call it. No thanks.
So what I think that might have happened, and I think that it got even worse after she talked to Slade, but I feel like she is talking to Slade all throughout. Like if they ever have like a 15-minute break, I feel
100%.
like she's going around the corner and calling Slade and giving him a play-by-play. And I'm trying to just think of like how things would be going, like since the Katie thing happened and she's been gone, and maybe for a bit she's been thinking, I won that. This girl, I basically got someone kicked out, I'm only a friend of, and I've got this other girl. Like I was able to like axe that and get rid of that. I don't have to deal with that anymore. Great. I think that Gretchen was originally brought onto the show because of all of the problems that she's had with Tamra. And I think that it's likely that when the producers are reaching out to her, they're saying, and she's been so awful to you, and you must like really want to like set the record straight and whatever. And I think that I will always believe that Tamra has been 1,000 times worse to Gretchen than Gretchen has ever been to Tamra. And maybe if only because Tamra is just a hard ass bitch and Gretchen doesn't have it in her to be that. She doesn't like have what it takes to really put all that out there. Like I'm not trying to say one is better than the other, but as a viewer, it is a lot easier for me to deal with someone like Gretchen than it is for me to deal with Tamra. When Tamra was in that boat and she like, just like Gretchen was just saying like, oh, I just, I felt this way. And like, but it seems like this. And like, it just very soft spoken, like not coming on strong at all, was making it a very easy discussion to have if you wanted to have an easy discussion. I see Tamra in a moment flip to something where it literally looks like she's like suddenly possessed. Like her jaw clenches, her eyes get like bugged, and then she fucking yells and like says something that anybody that's like a normal human walking on earth that like doesn't have like a ton of confrontation in their life all the time would be taken aback by that. And if you are not taken aback by that, either something has happened to you that has conditioned you for that kind of thing, or well, really, that's it. Because either like you've just been on the show for long enough to be like, this happens, everyone, just like it's time. Did you bring my snacks? Like, I'm just going to make that call right now or whatever it is. Anyhow, all of that together, I think that from her being brought on for a specific reason and having, everyone takes a route, especially someone like Gretchen who has someone like Slade telling them the route you should take is this. Everybody wants to see this bitch go down. All you got to do is like remind them of this and this. And oh, it's 2025. How is Naked Wasted? Now it will be the story of the year. Like back then it wasn't a big deal and everything's changed. Like I think she's been listening to Slade tell her how to do everything. And I think that she has possibly learned something. She has, again, total speculation. I haven't even read this anywhere. I haven't heard anybody like no news, the trashy news that I watch and listen to has nothing to do with that. So I'm just like guessing that maybe she has heard, because since Slade is so like talking to everyone and keeping his thumb on the pulse or finger on the pulse or whatever that thing is, Slade may be talking to someone that has known, was at Bravo the other day. Katie had a meeting with so-and-so the other day. Like maybe that's something that like, maybe that's not as like cleaned up as she thought that it was. She obviously knows that Tamra and Katie met up. It seems like something bigger is going on that has maybe made Gretchen understand, along with like how the girls have told her, you guys are kind of the same. It would be easy for me to blow that off. Even if that were me, you could never tell me that I was rivaling Tamra. Like I would not buy it for a second with all the horrible and louder things that Tamra has done. I wouldn't even believe it. I think that maybe a handful of things have happened that have brought her to maybe realize, have I been going about this totally the wrong way? Like how we said last week, if she would just ignore Tamra, gray rock her, and have built her relationships with these other women, it would have been the best move of her life. And like you go into this and you pick a route, and she might have realized, I think the route I chose was wrong. I think they might cut this in a way that is going to be showing me being just like this woman. I don't want to be just like this woman. I certainly, and if I am secretly, and I know that, I don't want the world to finally like get on board with that, because Gretchen has been successful in my eyes because of how I have viewed it in never being as bad as Tamra. So it just, by the time they got to dinner later, she had definitely talked to Slade again. And I just think that like, it's bigger than what we're seeing. It's not just her, you're right. It's not her coming to like oh my gosh, I never realized. It's realizing we have one episode left after this. And I think I may have fucked this whole thing up. Like, I think I may have shown my ass. They are going to cut it the way that they're going to cut it because Tamra's back every season. I'm still a friend of. Oh my God, did I make all the wrong decisions this year? That's what I think that might have been.
Tell you who's not getting laid. 36. You're fucked, buddy. You're not fucked.
I mean, yeah, I don't think that she'll ever. Well, unless a producer tells her, you know, what a great story would be for you next year.
I just mean, I don't mean they're going to get divorced.
No.
I just mean that he's probably not going to get any nookie. If what you're saying is true and he misled her, I don't imagine her first response is going to be, do you want to do it? That's all I'm thinking about.
I'm shocked that that's all you're thinking about.
Doing it.
You know, when they get off the boats and they're on their way back to the hotel, there is another one of those moments. Believe it or not, and I don't mean like Ripley's believe it or not. I mean like if you believe her having this genuine moment or not. In the car with Emily and Heather, and who was the other person? Gina, I think, was in there maybe?
I don't even know.
Heather was saying, she was just like, listen, I just think if everyone is saying this is poor behavior, this is how we're seeing you, you have to look at it. That's kind of why I keep going back to, again, I don't think like I've seen the light. I met Jesus. I'm a changed person. I just think I don't know. Have you ever had like a moment like that in your life, whether it's like you go to therapy and your therapist says something that's like so obvious to the rest of the world, but you never saw it? It would be like someone being like, Courtney, you're tall. And I'm like, oh my God. That's why pants are always short. That's why I hit my head on door frames made in the 20s. Like it's all becoming suddenly clear to me.
Yeah.
I could be completely reading it wrong. That's just how I read it again when she was in that car ride back to the hotel.
No, and I believe that Gretchen has that in her. Like when Heather says, and I've always thought this about Gretchen, when Heather literally says she is not this bad person that like goes home and thinks about how I can't remember her specific words, but it was basically saying like, I don't think she like sets out to like take anyone out. I don't think she wants to be mean to anyone ever. Like, I don't think that she has been that way. I think that you think she's a lot more calculated. Like, I agree that it did not dawn on her in that moment. I just don't. But I also don't think that she's a calculated person. I think that she is a good-hearted person and wants to do right and do best and have everyone be. When she said, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, I believe that. I believe that Gretchen would never say something to be like.
Sorry, real quick. I'm not hating on you, anyone being calculated.
Yeah.
I don't think being calculated makes you a mean person. If you're calculating mean-ass shit, then you're a mean person. But anyone who, and I'm not shitting on the way she looks, anyone who dresses like that is calculated. That's a calculated choice.
Well, you know who Gretchen is, but just like maybe we haven't had her around long enough in the recent times to really care yet. Gretchen is Sheena. They're the same person.
Sure. Yeah. But
sometimes Sheena is totally likable. She's had great seasons. Yeah. And then lately I'm like, Sheena, go the fuck away. But please.
the cross, the church, the Jesus, the clothes, the hair. It was Gina that was like this. She's 40. She's over 40 and still wears bows and fucking barrettes or whatever. Like, this lady's not out to. She's not planning any takedowns of anybody. You know?
Also, Gina, all due respect, you're not wearing bows, but clean it up. Cover it up, clean it up. button it up.
Are you
I
talking
got a
about her
whole,
interviews?
huh?
What are you talking about?
Oh, literally all of it. But
No,
that
she looks good in her
denim
interviews.
dress
looked
that
good to me personally.
Yeah.
I think like in every, and I don't mean that she looks disgusting. I just mean like the only time that I've seen her where I'm like, oh, this is how you should always be presenting yourself, is when she's in that baby blue dress in her confessional with like her hair.
Yeah, the interviews. She looks good.
She looks, that is how she should always look,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
No,
Every other
this,
time I feel like she's going awry somewhere.
I think that I saw a nipple in the car. Like when she's got it all the way down. I think she had just gotten her boobs done, like a lip reduction thing. So it's all very.
Gina did?
Oh, not Gina. Oh my God. Oh, fuck. I'm going to probably just replace it right when I say it in the edit. Like Emily. I thought we were talking about Emily. Are we not talking about Emily?
Oh, I thought you just said Gina.
Sorry. I probably did. But I thought we were talking about Emily.
Yeah.
Saying about the bows and the whatever.
We were talking about Gretchen.
There
No, that was Gretchen.
Gina said that.
Oh,
Gina
okay.
said that about Gretchen.
Okay, well, Gina, that swimsuit choice was also the dumbest shit I've ever seen too. Is that like a polo shirt? That's at a half. What are the tan lines going to look like on
I
that?
always wonder those. Like they're so cute, but like, what are your tan lines going to be like?
You thought that was cute?
I
You
wouldn't
didn't.
have put
You
that.
wouldn't wear that if somebody like paid you.
Hold on.
Well, if they paid me, I'd wear it.
I wouldn't have put that. I don't think that's the best suit for Gina. I also don't think that's the best suit for me because I have no torso. So the less fabric, the better for me for a bathing suit. But I think on the right person, it's a cute suit.
I think throw it away. Never. Don't
By the
throw
way,
it
I
away.
don't, but
Never
how about
make
this?
it.
I don't like Gina's outfit choices ever.
Ever.
That's what I'm saying. It's the one baby blue dress that I think that was 10 out of 10. She looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Everything else. I'm
This
always
whole
just
thing
like,
is going to make no sense because my whole rant was about Emily.
Yeah.
But also the bathing suit. Gina.
Now we're going to the mall to go to dinner. And I did love, again, another good one from Heather, when someone goes, I feel like we're at the mall. She goes, we are at the mall. Like that is where they went to go eat. It was like one of
the
those
food
like
court.
food court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which it looked fun. It
Yeah,
reminded me of
it
that
did.
place downtown that
Yes,
we went
that I
to like
love.
after a march one
Yes.
time when we used to march it up.
Yes, I loved that place.
Yeah, me too.
It's still there.
It is, yeah. But so anyway, so they go, everybody gets their Wiener Schnitzel or whatever, goes upstairs, they're eating. Gretchen shows up late. Again, it's like her demeanor is different. She's not coming in at an 11 with the bows and the weird outfits and the tulips in her hair because they went to the tulip farm. I just feel like she got the wind sucked out of her sails.
Yeah.
And even in this moment when they're talking about what had happened and Tamra keeps going after her and Tamra has to make everything about her. She's like, well, this, of course, Gretchen's not here because of me. And it's just like, oh my God, even if it is about you, Tamra, can we get a break? Like we all just need a little vacation from like you, and you. But at any rate, when she shows up, she didn't even have it in her to fight back, which is just, I've never seen her like that in the history of the show.
Right.
And I have been watching since, we've been in pre-production for season 1.
That's why I think that she got some information. Like, it's like, I'm sure that like anybody with a brain would at some point come to like, I'm never going to win this. I don't want to do this anymore. They put me on the boat with Emily and Tamra, like two of the most like, aggressive personalities on the show. Like Emily's aggressive in a way that's just like, she just has an aggressive stance about her. Like her vibe is that way. I'm not saying she's anything like Tamra, but like if you're at all feeling vulnerable about something and then these two are basically going to take you to task on anything, like I don't know, like at a certain point, like uncle, like I don't want to do this anymore, But
she's never, and she's had Vicky and Tamra together.
Which is why I think there's something else going on.
Out.
And that, because like it doesn't add up. That she would just decide to give up on the last day.
I'm too much of a believer, so I suspend my not, people are like, oh, I suspend my disbelief or whatever. Like I'm suspending my believing to say that yes, you could absolutely be right that she got something came down the pike and has informed the way she's acting. I think the only reason I keep just having question marks about what she was feeling in this moment and what really was going on is because it was such an about face from her normal behavior. And anytime a character does that, you're always like, oh, what's going on here? Something's happening. It's like when Erica Jane and Tom got divorced, and all of a sudden she's a very different tone of a human being.
Because there's something that is threatening.
Yeah. Totally.
Her everyday goings on, you know?
Yeah. It felt like we saw it in real time, which again, we may that to your point, maybe we didn't. Maybe she heard something and then someone said something in that scene that made her reaction be what it was.
You know what I'm also like wondering, and I guess maybe we'll be able to look at her reaction to when they bring up these old tweets or whatever next episode.
That old.
Right, but I mean, like
they didn't happen
like yesterday, you know. Like,
but I think they were in the last calendar year.
Right. I wonder if she will be totally shocked to be confronted with this information, or if she's already
heard rumbling.
Because it just seems like if Tamra has them, someone else has screenshot them. Someone I wonder if she knows, like, oh, this is happening tomorrow. I gotta clean up today.
Yeah. That I can go with.
Yeah.
I feel because now, and we're there because, you know, it's the next morning and Emily and Gina are talking about this with Tamra.
More glammed up than they've ever been in their entire lives.
Who was?
And weren't Gina and
Emily but I think they're
like
going
mad glammed up just in bed? I'm sure they were, but just seemed
I think they just got their
so
glam
funny
on.
how they were like
so done.
Yeah,
Oh
like
God.
Oscars glam, but
100%.
sitting in bed.
Yeah. So of course Tamra's MO is like, I just want to bury you. Here's the smoking gun. Here's the receipts. Here, like, I will stop at nothing but scorched earth. And her bringing up those tweets and Instagram posts and comments that that Gretchen has liked was her doing that. If what has happened is true, it's indefensible. So there's a part of me that's just like, I almost think it's like if you like this person and you find out this information, you pull them aside and you're just like, did you do that? Like, there's no way you didn't do it because the math is the math. This isn't, I saw this on my phone. I saw that you liked it. You know what I mean? Like, this wasn't doctored. I got it directly from Instagram or whatever, if that's how Tamra found it. I'm sure people sent it to her because people send shit all the time. But she doesn't like her, so it doesn't matter. So she's going to use it to take her down. And I honestly, I wish it never happened because I don't want shit like that going on in the world.
Totally. No,
but
like if I want someone to go down and Gretchen's just not someone I've ever really wanted to go down. Like, she's not pissed me off to a point. She's like, Tamra, I would love if something like that came up about her, because I would be like, see, it's all the same. Like, this is who she is. This is how she lives. This is how she talks. This is how she treats, like, all the things. Gretchen's never been a person that I'm like waiting to take down. But like, if she does this, and I haven't seen any of these. Like, I haven't looked them up to see like what they are. But if they are as atrocious as I've heard that they are,
they're bad.
She's dead to me. Yeah.
And that's how I feel currently. I feel like you did do this. You are dead to me. Two things. One, I looked at her Instagram feed last night. Her last post is her with a bunch of her gay friends. And it's just like, that is who told you that to do that? That is the most ridiculous. We're not that dumb. A. B. What sucks so badly about this situation, besides the obvious that like she's gunning for a group of people that like just leave them alone.
Yeah.
Tamra is so ruthless and can be so nasty.
Yeah.
But because she is bringing this disgusting stuff to light, and they're all going to be able to kind of like rid themselves of Gretchen because of this behavior. Tamra looks like the hero, as opposed to her having to pay for her actions being equally as shitty, if not more, with Gretchen. Because
I hate Tamra.
Like,
I fucking hate her.
Let's just say that Gretchen cheated on her fiance, Jeff, with this guy. Did you go to Bass Lake? And Tamra's trying to out all of that stuff. Tamra, it bothered you that she was pretending to be something on camera that she wasn't. And I understand why that would bother you, because I think you get a lot of hate, but you also get a lot of hate because you have such vitriol in all of your actions. every time you speak to someone, it's rarely a calm, caring, empathetic conversation. And so choice consequence, right? The math is mathing there.
And if it ever was, it's not in a year when you hate that person. You're going to bring the entire thing back up and flip it all on its ass and exploit it. And there's no good faith in Tamra.
Right. That's exactly right. And so with that situation, I get that it makes you upset, but the way, it's never what you say, it's how you say it. And the way that she just from jump was gunning for Gretchen and would say nasty things about her and was trying to out this affair that she was having. And meanwhile, we now know that you probably had an affair with Eddie. And it's like, I just think you can be bothered by things, but it's how, it's not that Heather has never been bothered by things. She has. And her and Shannon have gone at it, but they never hit below the belt in my recollection, you know?
Yeah.
And I just feel like it sucks that Tamra is going to be able to do something like this because she's always hitting below the belt. So I feel like her bad behavior is rewarded here, even though what Gretchen allegedly did is completely indefensible. It should be brought to light, and you should learn your lesson that these are awful things to say. And clearly we'll see next episode, but on like all the Reddits and stuff that I were in, it was awful shit that she was liking.
Welcome to Reddit, by the way.
I've always looked at Reddit. I just never understand. Like I read the threads and then they just stop. And then I'm like, wait, I need more. I need you to finish the sentence. Or like you said, you were going to the doctor for this rash. And now I don't know.
You don't want to know the end of those Reddits.
If you don't know, you know.
Yeah.
Good point. I would just like them to tell me on the keepers.
Yeah. One thing that this is just speculation again. Vicky Gunvalson had a clip going around that I bet a lot of people saw, where she said, apropos of nothing, it seemed, Heather doesn't belong in Orange County. She doesn't belong on this show. And they were like, why do you say that? And she goes, because she's too liberal. Everyone knows that Orange County is very conservative. Really went out of her way to say that everyone here is this and this woman is this. And it, just like I said, it felt at the time, I was just like, God, Vicky's a bitch too. You know, like that's all I was thinking. But now with the way that it was pushed out and the time that it was, and also knowing that Tamra and Vicky like aren't really like Vicky still has a hard time watching OC because of Tamra. Like I don't like they might make up at some point, or they might see that they've both got a common ground or common whatever goal, because I'm sure Vicky would like to come back for the 20th season. I'm sure that Tamra would like an ally. So like Tamra will make up with anyone to like have someone who will be her mono partner to go after someone. Anyhow, what I'm saying is the timing of it and the specific of it makes me wonder, like, I think that we've all said at some point that like Tamra, I think is very well, just like Eddie, you know, like I think that she is very Orange County and very, Vicky's not lying. Like that, it is very specific. It is very conservative. It is very like about it, ready to shout it. Like if you don't know that about Tamra, it is easy for me to believe that Tamra's, because she's a veteran and knows, like, I don't like things on Twitter.
For a second, I was like, she served our country?
Oh, no. I just mean like has been around long enough and has enough brains about her to know, like, I don't put things in text. I don't put things on the internet. I don't like things. I don't reply, because it's all very trackable, you know? So I would implore anyone who has heard Tamra, because I guarantee you Tamra has said the same kind of shit, whatever, like in that range. I bet you she has. I hope it comes out about her too, because if she gets to look like a hero on this, like not only will it be just really obnoxious to me, but like I'll be disgusted by it, because I know that Tamra, just how I believe that she was gonna use autistic and like just like using it as a word, as like a. You remember that episode I said that she was going to say something and she's like, oh, I won't. I was going to say something colorful, but I won't. And like, because Emily called herself artistic and she goes, well, never mind. I'm not going to say it. It's whatever. I think that Tamra does speak like that. And I think a lot of people in that age range have a certain vernacular that they've just been using for so long. And like, I'm not even hating on that specific thing where it's like, I've been saying this since fucking I was in high school, you know, like I get that. I'm not throwing people on their asses for using those things. Like I get it. But if she gets to come out of this season on top, looking like a hero because she exposed Gretchen for something that I don't believe
that you think she does.
I think that she does something in that vein every day of her life. Like I don't buy her. I don't need her to be the one that gets a fucking blue ribbon for this kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's just gonna annoy me.
No, fair point. I've never been able to fully.
Yeah.
Like put my finger on it in the later years. In the earlier years, I felt like I could.
Yeah.
In the later years, just because like she has one son that's super, super conservative and one son that's really, really liberal. And I know when she was like having discussions with them because they were going at it and they weren't speaking to each other. And you could see like, and this was at the time where like so many families weren't talking to one another because of political stuff. She did come in sounding very level-headed, regardless of what her beliefs were.
Yeah.
But that just could have been because it was in the moment, one,
Filmed.
2, it was being filmed, 3. She also wanted to play that middle ground so that her kids would speak again.
I think that she definitely would want her like that. I think is the thing. Like if you have parents that are of a very opposite thinking of you, I could see them like maybe the only thing that could ever get to them is seeing that their 2 kids are arguing about something and all a mother wants is for her kids to like be close and have it and like always be there for each other and like be the sister that they never had or whatever, especially someone like Tamra who like has had a rough go at the family life, you know? So I could see her having like that being a true thing of her being like, no, but you have to see it his way too, even if she doesn't
see it that way.
But like that would be helpful for families.
Yeah, so that's the end of the episode. And I have to say, when I was watching scenes from the next, my blood was boiling. Like I could have jumped through the screen. Like, listen, maybe I'm jumping to conclusions and just
on Gretchen,
but I think it's all true. I think everything she liked. I know. And I think that's disgusting, and we'll get into it next week, but
can't wait.
What I hate about this is that everything that she would like, or that like if in any of that vein, will be so disgusting to me. But there is something about having so many of those kinds of people in your life for so long, like how my family is in Oklahoma and even in Northern California, like it is really hard for me at this age, having lost parents and everything, to be so focused on like, you said this thing that is so awful and horrible of a way to like, just putting it out there is just like adding to the problem. And it's like, it's just barf-tastic to me. And also not just barf gross, but like you're ruining everything, you know, like you're keeping us in a century that like does not exist any longer. Yeah. Like you are the problem. Progress is what we want, not like staunch dig in or worse,
heading in reverse.
Yeah. But like, I hope that she's a horrible person in every avenue and not just had some really bad fucking takes on things, really uneducated, seriously ridiculous, and really hugging like a Bible thumping thing that, and it's getting in her way of like actually leading with her heart and open eyes and whatever. Like, I don't know. It just, I'm to a point now where I start to feel a little empathy for people that say something that none of us will ever be able to get on board with, but then like it could ruin her life and you know what? I am so glad that Heather is there.
What did she say? I'm under the impression that like Tamra posted something and maybe somebody commented like, "Oh, you look like a fat hoe."
No, it was all about like
I think it's like trans kids,
gay and trans, and basically like if you're gay, that's the gateway to becoming a pedophile, and having people that are like gay in society is what creates pedophiles.
Yeah,
it's insane. If you have gay friends and you believe that, It's the same thing as having like me as a white person having a black friend, but thinking that we should still be segregated and you're 3/4 of a human being. Like I'm getting hot. Like I'll get crazy about this shit because I believe every human being has the right to be a human being and live in peace. And if you don't agree with my lifestyle, that's fine, but you don't need to come for me and I don't need to believe in your style and I won't come for you. Let us live in peace and harmony and respect one another. And by you saying things like that, like being gay is a gateway to pedophilia, there's no peace in that statement.
No, God, no. No. I'm just so glad that Heather is going to be the one to get in her face about it. Because if it were Tamra, I would feel very unresolved about it. I would not unresolved in the message being absolute dog shit, but like in the like I said, I love Heather so much. I believe that she is exactly who you see, and that she just will have the experience to back it up, rather than see someone like Tamra, who I just don't trust, that lives her life on the straight and narrow, fighting the good fight ever, you know? So I'm just grateful that it was Heather there to deal with it.
But let's just talk about this for 1 second, and we're going to talk about it so much next week, obviously, because it's all going to come out. But if you look at something like this, right, where she has liked a post that says that about gay people, but she's supposedly friends with gay people, it's the same mindset of her not realizing that she was part of the problem with Tamra. And that's why Natalie's saying, like, I don't see her as do I think that she does calculated things? Sure. Do I think she's John fucking Nash and able to be have such foresight into like, if this happens here, then that happens here. But if this happens, then that triggers this and this means that. No. And that's why I don't give her a lot of credit for being some mastermind to plan all of this out. I think she is first and foremost trying to portray an image. That is her number one goal, is to portray this image and protect the realm of her slain Slannery and the kid, her kid. I don't mean the kid in a mean way. I mean her child. And then after that, I think she's trying to just continue to get screen time, get in with these women. Again, everything's feeding back to that number one cause of like, I'm out for me.
Yeah. If Slade actually gives a flying shit about his wife or not wife or whatever, he should take the fall for it. He should say, well, her account is our what's it called? Our professional, like I'm her manager. And we both work from this, and those were mine that I liked, because Slade has only fucked everything up for her and she let it. So I'm not saying, but like he should take the fall for this and say that he did it.
If you really think about the Slade of it all, like with her, this is why it's interesting. And like, if you really peel it back to see the bad choices that she's made, she has, I think you nailed it when you were talking about the finances with her and Slade. And the reason she doesn't want to talk about them is because every penny they've made, she's run through her LLC or S Corp or whatever the fuck she has, to protect a man who had to let the mother of his child start a GoFundMe to pay for a funeral.
Yeah.
I could be getting those facts wrong, but I don't think that's the case. And obviously you don't know everything. You don't know what the ins and outs of this situation were, but that seems to be a fairly clear, cut and dry, like there was a GoFundMe for this funeral.
Yeah.
If you, as the father of this child, paid for the funeral, I don't know why there would be a GoFundMe, right? Yes? Does that seem like a pretty...
Agreed.
Okay. And it's like, and Gretchen, you let that happen.
You let that happen.
Because you back this dude, because of the way you guys set up your finances. Like that, those are all pretty terrible things.
Totally.
That it's like, right. So I do believe you liked that post. I believe you're out for yourself. I believe that like, I'll hang out with this gay guy and like, he can tell me my waist is snatched and like, do my hair, whatever. But
like, I can save a buck because he could give me a discount.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sure that she fucking does that all the time.
But I think everything about him is immoral and he's going to burn in hell.
Yeah. I hope that they
that's
all
fucked
quit
up.
on her. Yeah, I hope they all quit on her. You know, I was just saying, like, oh, this could ruin her life. It actually won't, because of where she lives. It won't ruin her life. So there's really not going to be much consequence for her. Like, she might like not get to be on Housewives anymore, but she already didn't get to be on Housewives for like however long. She's still obviously making some sort of living. It might be kind of nice for her whole life to get it like blown up, because she'll figure it out. She's smart. She's a hard worker. She's like she's a Sheena, where she's just gonna constantly be like pulling new tricks out of the bag to like, and how when she says like, no, people make fun of my Instagram all the time. Do you know how much money I'm making? Like, that's something that like I don't have that. I won't post things because I'm like, that's not funny enough, or that seems cheesy or whatever. When people are like, no, post every day, post. And I'm like, I don't have something to post today that I'm going to be like, I want everyone I know to see this. You know, that's the only way that I put stuff out, is if I'm proud of it and I'm proud of what we talked about and you know, however it played, whatever it is. She doesn't have that like about her. And so this might be an obstacle for sales for a minute. And that'll be good. And so, yeah, but just speaking as someone who has watched her basically shield a man for however long it's been, I'm not saying that I want this to happen, but I would challenge Slade to be reminded of everything that this woman has shielded you from, and to see if you have it in you to shield her from something. Yeah. I just think that would be interesting I would like to see Slade do something for Gretchen, even though she doesn't deserve it. It's not about deserving on what I want her to have it easy, but that would be an interesting thing, a play for Slade.
And listen, she says that these are doctored, that they're not real. We'll hear more about it next episode. And how about this? If that's the case, I am wrong about who she is in this one respect. I don't think we're wrong about what we say with the Slade stuff and their relationship. And my feelings are still the same about just the tweet and post itself.
Yeah, totally. When Emily and Gina are having that conversation in the bedroom, like, I mean, obviously we've all known like that Emily talks out of both sides of her mouth, but like these two things came like back to back, like within, I don't know, 30 seconds of each other. She first says, I think that's maybe why I'm short with Gretchen, because I know about the tech, so it's hard for me to recover from that. And then right after that, she says, look, I just live by the rule, innocent until proven guilty. And at this point, the information is coming from Tamra. So that's suspect in itself. Like, Emily, like, just like, I get that you're just trying to work everyone else's problems and like make them like your own storyline, but like have some dignity.
I will say this about Tamra, and like I always say, like, even a broken clock is right twice a day. When Tamra comes, historically speaking, with information, right? Like, there was Slade's ex-wife, I think her name's Michelle. She was calling Tamra and giving her, allegedly, giving her information. It all seemed to really track. And now, years later, I do believe what was going on, like what she said was going on. When Tamra was going for Gretchen, and she said Gretchen's ex-boyfriend, the one that she got the restraining order against, he called Tamra, and Tamra had all of this information from that. That also tracked.
Yeah.
You know, and like, obviously she's also been wrong with like that when she said the FBI stuff with Ryan, like Ryan's house didn't get raided. I think it was someone else who was like in the mix.
Yeah.
But he was still in the mix with it, right? And so I just think that like, even though she's bringing this forward and we wish it was coming from someone else that we really always believe, like if Jen brought it forward, if Heather brought it forward, these aren't known like pot stirrers on the show.
Tamra?
No. I'm saying if Jen brought these tweets forward, if Heather brought this Instagram post forward, it would be so much easier to be like, yep, like, believe you, whatever. But we do also have to believe that Tamra does have a history of bringing things forward, and she isn't wrong about it. Like, when she said, like, Brooks is shady, I don't like him, he is faking cancer, she wasn't wrong about it.
No.
So this, it just keeps leading me to the direction of Gretchen's going to say, these are doctored, it's not that simple, whatever it is. And it's just like, I don't believe you.
No, I don't think that Tamra has a big history of bringing things that are just completely like, who's the suit man? Like, which clearly was was
flagrant lies.
Yeah. But what I do think is that all that like this entire last however many episodes, just a handful, is all about like, we keep having this conversation. We said we weren't going to talk about each other anymore, and you keep saying things. If anyone believes that Tamra just came upon these text messages 5 seconds ago and is going to bring them up in this episode because like, oh, I just found these. What are these? She has always planned on bringing something to Gretchen's door. Tamra is so full of shit. In her entire argument against Gretchen is like, we squash this. We keep having this conversation, and you keep coming for me. There's not a chance in hell that Tamra doesn't have 7 things lined up to come for Gretchen on and plan to, even if Gretchen would have kept her word and never said anything. Like,
but do you think that, like, again, newbie, because like I was sitting there at the end being like, I feel like when she was like, whatever she says, I'm like, oh, we squashed this. You're saying we're going to squash it now, but we're going to have this conversation in 2 weeks. We have this conversation every fucking 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That moment, I was like, oh, I buy that. And I feel like you're not wrong. She probably does. But in this, I almost feel like it's, I got it. Come at me, and I'm using it. Don't come at me, and it'll stay in my fucking phone.
If Tamra ever doesn't use something, it's just because she's knows
waiting.
There's a better, like, I'm going to wait for her because she will do something down the line, or the show will have no story for X amount of time because I'm going on vacation. And so I'm going to have this thing. Like, there is not a chance in hell that Tamra would ever hold on to information and just decide that you've been nice enough to where I'm not going to use it.
And that brings me back to my original reason of why I don't watch Housewives and why I'm not interested in any of these people, is because these shows are either fake or filled with the most horrific demon people who should probably be just fucking killed and swept off the if you're that kind of psychopath, you don't need to be here. We don't have time for you.
Well,
right? You're the fucking
show,
problem.
Though that's the thing. The show is the problem.
Great.
Yeah.
But the show is either fake,
right,
or a show of demon people.
Or it's a show that is cast specifically
Earth.
People who are willing to go the distance, like Lisa Barlow, to completely annihilate someone.
So fake. So you think it's fake?
Fake friends, absolutely fucking.
But it's all
fake friends.
It's all, but it's all.
Not all of them though, because you guys don't watch Miami. Marisol and Alexia are friends. They are legit friends.
I'm not saying that like nobody hangs out, but I think the majority of
them. You're saying the majority of them are fake friends.
Like if your job every day is to go to work and be friends with people, at some point, like
no, I get the job. I get the job that the job is it's a reality show. We're supposed to come fight, but I get it.
But it's not that we're supposed to come fight. We're supposed to come all hang out. That's almost the bigger thing to me. Is that like. If you guys weren't hanging out to begin with, you wouldn't have to fight. And the reason that you are maybe hanging out now is because you were being paid to hang out. But like you wouldn't be hanging out if you weren't getting paid to hang out because you guys don't like each other. So like they were set up for failure from the jump, in a weird way. And even if they go in as friends, after you start seeing that like everyone's on the chopping block every year before contract renegotiations and whatever, like you start becoming like a kill or be killed. Like it's just like, I don't know. There's good people on these shows, but I think it's probably very hard to stay 100% good the whole time you're on it because there's just too much at stake and your ego gets in the way and you've bought another house since this last time. And now you have kids and your kids are more important than anything. So if I have to bring up something that's going to get this bitch off the show but get me back, you got a good excuse because your kids mean everything to you. Like it's a very shitty thing to have to go do every day.
They get it right in fits and starts. Like I go back to New York a lot. I go back to Jersey a lot where I'm watching it and it's like, no. Like in Jersey, obviously they were basically all different families.
Family in a way, yeah.
Which is wildly fascinating to watch, to me at least. But like even in New York, it was, okay, Ramona, nuts. Sonia, love her, but kookadoodle-doo.
Yeah.
And then you've got like the Bethanies and the carols and like all the and they would have fun moments. But of course, these girls that are kind of like the cool girls are going to get into fights with the Luanns and the Ramonas because, like you said, they can have fun with each other, but at their cores, they are very different people that just annoy the piss out of one another. But that wasn't all we were seeing, and there was like that's why they got to recast this specific franchise because it's just not working. It's just not working. Can I have some of the red chips before we get into commies?
Do you want a yogurt?
Yes. Oh my God, guys, I manifested this. I wanted a pink berry so bad.
Has Shannon ever, like I was trying to do a wordplay with shows as shallow as like the thought that Shannon has ever put into thinking, is this going to play well? This movement that I'm about to make right now, like when I'm jumping over this horse, when I'm that bathing suit, like which she's in a full on one piece, but like somehow she decides to put the towel just right here, but then do this. And I feel like everyone has seen
running
everything.
into boats.
Yeah.
Like,
that was the greatest.
It was great.
She was running into all the boats.
Like I did this with John Jansen's boat.
Yeah.
Like Shannon's nuts.
And I like it. And I have it on film.
I'm not buying, like, whatever. I'm not going to say it. That's just, so dumb.
No, I know.
Like, she ran into the boat on purpose. Like, they were so far from that boat. And she yacked that fucking...
you think she did it on purpose?
100%, dude. She jacked that tiller straight to, like, she had 10 minutes to change course. Like, and I think one of the other boats rammed into him from, like, it was all, like, it was a joke. It was planned. It was so stupid. It was so dumb.
I know.
Dude.
But one thing I kind of like about Shannon is
dumb.
that she would be down for that. Like if they were like, Shannon, maybe just like veer into this boat, and she'd be like, all right, hold on.
Yeah, 100%. That's
and like
exactly
I just
what
love
happened.
that about Shannon.
Yeah, I'm fine for it too. With it too, I mean.
She's like grown up in just the way that I want her to be. She's grown up enough, or like her emotional intelligence or something. I don't know. She's arrived at a nice place for me.
Yeah, same.
Senile.
Who wants to go first, Mike?
I'll go. Shannon Fall. Shannon, a polite, composed queen. If I'm dropping $2,000 American dollars on a luncheon and the glassware better be the color I ordered.
Thank you.
She was so much nicer than I would have been. You got a lot of...
I literally had that.
Agrees.
Yeah.
No,
I was like, that nailed it.
Yeah, no, and you're right. C.S. Peterson, Heather is proof drinking water, SPF, good skincare, and a little Botox goes a long way.
Truth.
I added stretching, but I always said that I don't do it. But water and stretching, you'll live forever.
Less is more, people. Like water and a little bit of Botox is better than like a shit ton of filler, everything injected, fake everything. Like less is more.
Yeah.
Pat Clark, my golf buddy. Is this true? Remember, Tamra is Andy's pot dealer? Is that a thing?
I think she's kidding because Andy lives in New York.
Oh, and I know
Touché.
Andy's pot dealer. So.
Oh, well, look at you, fancy.
Well, it's legal there, so I now.
Yeah.
Wait,
I'm not going to throw him under the bus because I'm not going to bite the hand that feeds me, literally. You know who you are.
Maggie McNaughton. Heather has definitely loosened up since the microdosing has been exposed. What's that about? Heather got exposed for microdosing acid?
What? Where did acid come from?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to have a good
I
time.
think that probably, like, how did it come out that she engages in?
Oh, I didn't know she did. I thought that was a joke.
No, not acid. I mean, how?
No,
like,
microdoses.
did Heather just come out one day and say, "I smoke pot," or was there like a story that she smokes pot, so that's what brought it onto the show, and then she just decided, like, yeah, I do. I enjoy
when
it.
she got back on the show, she talked about it. She was like, "It's legal now," and so I just started to like partake in it, and I really like it.
Yeah. So then I don't understand that
I
comment.
love the people. I don't know. I love the people who are like, oh well, it's legal now, so I just started smoking. You didn't start smoking weed when you're 100 because it's legal. Carrie Peacock, why do I love so much when you guys drink the wine? Feels like a special occasion. It's because it is. I practically yelled, "They're busting out the wine" while watching, and my husband in the next room was like, "Huh?" That's us, hubby. We're the ones busting out the wine. I tried to explain, but really, I think I'm just living vicariously through you guys, Getting to enjoy the fancy wine one day, I will splurge on Meteor. I'm telling you, do it. Sell a kid, do whatever you got to do. It's worth it. I think this could be a top 5 comment. It might be a top 3. I'd have to go back and look. Live a darling life. And now I want to apologize because I guaranteed that you had this in your jam. I just arrived home from a No Kings to find my ragdoll cat 50 minutes and 45 seconds in on this video. I need a few to decompress before I watch, but he seems quite satisfied with your content. Several hours later, the cat had the right idea. Great episode. This was the best. And this was the best end to a splendid day. You're welcome to you and your cat.
Please thank your cat for the view.
Yeah, please thank your cat.
I hope he hyped.
Like and
Totally.
subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Did he like and subscribe and hype? Meow me. Y'all got to watch this. Hitting the hype for Jam Out with your clam out.
Wait, I'm going to go back to that comment.
Okay, great.
Just so you know.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
Joe Schmo, can we get a bonus episode with the helicopter footage? That's a Natalie question, but that shit was crazy.
No.
Dark Hours. Archie is the new Jiggy.
I love that.
That was a good. That's so
too.
true. So true. Tiny Panther. I have a cat that is Foof's twin. Her name is Phoebe, and she is also a destroyer of plants. They just can't help themselves.
Also, we call Foof Tiny Panther.
Well, he is a tiny panther.
Well,
That's
I know.
why. But listen, this might be Foof's thing. It's got a picture of a girl, but could be Foof. This is just a shout out to Lee Armstrong's guy. Thanks in advance for this video. I had a lot of family drama lately with my 3 adult kids. My guy took me out last night to forget about it, and I'm brutally hungover. Good job, dude. Yeah.
Love that we could be a hangover cure.
Yeah,
That's
totally.
a real compliment to me.
That was a good comment too. You said that. This is a perfect cure. I can't thank y'all enough for this. Welcome reprieve. You're welcome, and tell your guy good job. This is also Dark Hours. We grew cat-specific grass seed indoors to keep our cats from eating our plants. They loved it. Also, it was a fun kid project. We don't have any kids, but we act like kids, so it'll probably be fun for us too.
Yeah, but I bet you anything, Foof will still eat all the plants.
Well, listen, the innocent until proven guilty again for the second time.
I'm sorry.
3 strikes. He's got 1 strike. He's got 2 strikes.
No, he's got 2 strikes, yeah.
Whatever. It's fine. 3 strikes. And I think,
you mean he's allowed 3 strikes?
well, I think we even got rid of that.
So you grow the plant, the new cat
I told
grass.
you, we're doing it in the bedroom.
No, we, Kimosabi. It's
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
No, everything a we around here.
Listen,
No,
if
no,
you
'cause
are
if it's a
really,
we, then it's a her.
yeah,
Meh.
if you're Foof's representative, managers and agents, like
This is a
they have
family.
work to do. Like it's not all glitz
You
and
don't
glam.
just get your 15%
call
for nothing.
They call it the family unit for a reason. Listen, Miss Scratchy Girl. This song was so amazing. For Mike, regarding the one person for you thing, totally agree and thought you might get a kick out of Tim Minchin performing a song he wrote about this. Listen, if you guys are still here, go to last week's episode, scroll through the comments, find this link from Miss Grouchy Girl, and watch this song. It is one of the funniest songs you'll hear in a long time. And so perfect. It's great. Go watch it. Oh, I did, Andrea Dineen. I started with that one. I do not like OC.
Yeah.
Truth.
For peace.
One is Tommy Lee is my favorite boy bander, and he is also a master bonsai artist.
Excuse me.
He owns 43 of them, and he agrees that he's a bonsai. What?
So you're going first and you're reading truths?
I'm reading one of hers. This is a good one. What?
Please.
You can have the rest of them.
I wasn't going to read the bonsai one, but I just still think it's funny that you guys literally get to go first and take 99.9 of
I
everything.
never read truth,
You will want to.
but I don't.
Well, I do.
I'm a rule follower to my detriment.
He owns 43 of them and agrees that he's a bonsai addict. He credits them for saving his life. Tommy's story is the opposite of Little Shop of Horrors. It's very funny. I've spent hundreds of dollars on bonsai, but can't keep them alive in the winter. I gave up. Maybe someday I'll take another crack at it. You can watch our show that we're doing.
We're going to go to our local bonsai chapter.
Yeah. By the way, I try not to comment after my second glass of wine because the more I drink, the dumber I get.
No.
But my comment about O-Town's lyrics slipped through. That's just me being stupid. You're right. It's Orlando. I thought that was funny, and we're all pretty dumb. So, Downtown Julie Brown, great show, guys. She's always driving across the bridge, and I asked her, and she told me, and then I was like, oh, I feel like you told me that. Yeah. But yeah, she always driving on the bridge, and we keep her company.
No, she was our first person that basically let us know that we were commute listen, which is like all we care about. So
commutes, hangovers, doing errands,
recalking showers, folding laundry.
Yes, house chores.
Yeah,
she was the one that said
doing all the stuff that the team should be doing together, but somehow
or making 3 incredible outfits for their little girls. Wasn't Shannon's those outfits? I've never seen anything like it.
Oh my god, it was for their birthdays.
Oh, you weren't on the chain. I'll show you what she made for her kids while she was listening to us. Someone else did like a whole family project, like family albums.
Somebody moved their company office.
Oh, someone moved their company office?
What? Yeah. Wait, no one talks to me.
Not very chatty.
That's gonna be a good split screen. We both.
I know this is unpopular, but Shannon's shtick of being a forgetful mess is wearing thin. If I want to watch a 50-something postmenopausal woman struggle to complete the simplest of tasks, I can just record myself and watch it back.
I said something similar to that about like talking about Gina. I don't have a problem with Gina as a person, but if I wanted to watch a middle-aged poor person in like some whatever house.
I just put some GoPros up around this bitch.
I would just watch my own YouTube show.
Sanastasia, I hope that's right. Forever my favorite peeps to listen to. Thank you for doing these and being my internet reality pals. Welcome and thanks back, pal. Nick Brown, Eddie was adopted as a late teen adult by a wealthy OC attorney. A lot of people speculated that he had a romantic relationship with TBD. I Googled what is the story behind Eddie's judge adoption. Above paragraph is the response posted on Reddit. So Rick Brown Googled it, and that's what the Google machine says. That he was adopted by an attorney as a teen adult, and rumor has it that maybe they were in love.
Wait, a woman adopted him or a dude adopted him?
Doesn't say.
These are details we'd like to know.
Yeah. Inquiring minds want to know.
It's a pretty important detail.
Yeah.
Rick, you got some homework.
Please report back. And I am not joking. Please report back.
Lily Boo, a.k.a. Sheila. Hiya, Mike. Hi. Lots of LOLs this episode. Was having a bad day and y'all cheered me up. Break out the wine more often. No joke. Thanks for the shout out. You're welcome. I'm glad we cheered you up. Also, David Anthony. Apparently, I said Shelley Long when I meant Shelley Duvall last week, which I think is funny because I was like, who the hell is Shelley Long?
I thought we were talking about Shelley Long.
I thought we were talking about
Shelley
Long.
No, we're talking about Shelley Duvall.
I don't know who Shelley Duvall is.
Shelley Duvall is from The Shining, and she's the one that Stanley Kubrick made do a bunch of shit until she went crazy. But I guess I said Shelley Long.
Well,
no, because the comment
the whole
said
thing
Shelley Long, because we were talking about Shelley Long.
Whatever. But he said it's Shelley Duvall, not Shelley Long. Ha ha ha. And then I was like, oh, who the hell is Shelley Long? And
I only know Shelley Duvall from all of those.
Cheers and Troop
she used to do those like Cinderella remakes.
What?
Nothing.
Cool. A lot of Oregon Trail fans out there. Just want to shout that out. And this will be my last one. Sassy 3257. Maybe I'm wrong, but I remember Tamra all but begging Eddie to marry her. At the very least, she begged him for the ring. Is that true?
Yes.
Ooh, that seems...
I mean, she wasn't like, give me the ring or I'm going to kill you. But she just kept saying like, this ring finger feels weird without something on it.
Got it.
Like, when are we going to get married? I'd really like to be engaged. Okay. 1011 Jax said Salt Lake City ended on a cast trip when Monica was exposed. Natalie had brought this up last week and I totally spaced on all of them. So yes, Nat was totally right. And I feel like this is a new thing that they're doing where they're ending on more and more cast trips. I don't know, for the drums, something.
Like one-way plane ticket? Like leave these? Because they get so sick of them by the time they're like, nah, fuck it, we're going home. Leave them there.
I didn't even know what I was talking about though. So it wasn't like you were right. It was like,
oh, you nailed it. When y'all got to watch this, said they were hitting the hype button for Jam Out for Your Clam Out. Shannon Falls said, I literally spit my drink out and had to clean it up. By the way, I do spit takes and they're my favorite. I just think even watching them, being a part of them, just an honor just to be nominated. I love a good spit take.
Creating one though. Like
creating one is the
doesn't get any better.
It doesn't get any better, right? Yeah. And so then y'all got to watch this. Said 100. I know I'm old, but I had never heard that before, and I'm stealing it. And Shannon said, definitely underused in the common vernacular, and it's our duty to bring it back. So I just say, live long and prosper, and jam out the clam out, ladies.
And you said duty.
Oh God. Okay. Lee Armstrong said, Jesus doesn't need to see your demi cup, quoting Natalie, which really was hilarious, and I just thought it should be.
It doesn't.
Our yogis are coming.
Oh, yay. It's so exciting. Okay, Erudite for Sprite said, Heather was recently on the Humble Brag podcast, which provided some insight to her parents and how she grew up. It seems they're a family of keeping up appearances and avoiding speaking ill of anyone because of the what people think mentality. I find that many families were like that, and Heather turned out great considering how controlling her mother kind of comes off. The Bravo docket did an excellent breakdown of the Travis and his ex divorce custody proceedings. I want to go and watch this because it says that the woman is participating, his ex-wife or soon-to-be ex-wife, is participating in parental alienation to a level I've never seen. She expects Travis to foot the bill on a lifestyle he was never footing the bill for in the first place, and she keeps him in court just to torture him. I don't typically stand for men, but dang, what a bad situation where everyone loses. I bet we don't see a lot of home filming scenes with Gina and Travis because his children are not allowed to be on camera. So that is Bravo docket, and I want to go watch that episode also. I'm going to get yelled at for this, but it's fine. Jeanette Allen said, honestly,
then do it with the accent. That's all you have to do. People talk about it. They like it.
I know, but I feel like Jeanette doesn't like it.
Yes, she does.
All right. Honestly, last one, Courtney, you hit the nail. I hate people who do the my truth, but it's even worse when people say, I'm telling it how it is. That's why people don't like me. Tamra, mantra, no. It's because you're a horrible person and a horrible human being, and that's why people don't like you. And I completely agree, and it just drives me up a wall, the my truth shit. Jen O'Toole said, I know Shannon set this luncheon up for Jen, but really, it seemed that the point was to discuss where they would like to go on their cast trip. Usually there is some hype up invite or event before the trip. It felt thrown together, though it doesn't seem like Shannon is necessarily hosting the Amsterdam trip. The luncheon was the only place it was ever mentioned. It's weird. In the past, there seemed to be more of a lead up to the trip. This one gave me whiplash. Did they cut out an episode in between where the context was established? And I want to let you know, no, they did not. And I think this whole, they've had like a failure to launch for me this whole season. And so I think that that's why I just felt like it was out of nowhere, because I think they're just trying to throw something to the wall to hope that it sticks so that they have something to talk about during the reunion. Carrie Peacock said, I've never been a fan of Heather's, but finally enjoying her this season. And I got to say, her hair looks great, which is not important at all, but it's working for her. It's not important.
Yeah.
And Emily is so annoying. I used to like her, but all she does this season is ask questions to intentionally start fights between her and other people. Literally everything you're saying is in my head. Because I used to like Emily also. Seriously, what was the point of bringing up Tamra's comment about Shannon's dad again on the boat in Amsterdam? Other than to get Shannon and Tamra fighting. And then when Tamra goes 0 to 100, calling Shannon a see you next Tuesday, and Shannon does not engage. Amazing on Shannon's part. Love her boundaries this year. Me too. I'm telling you, Carrie, we are right there with this season. That's not fun to watch. What was more fun to watch Heather and Shannon get high, 1,000,000%. Whoever said Emily is doing the most and the least in last week's comments was so right. Oh, and that dinner with Eddie and Tamra, he clearly hates her.
Dude, seriously.
Shannon Falls says, I was reading Mary Ayaka Kent's awesome comment on the ladies, and it got me thinking about Emily and Gina. Hear me out. While I think that they are blunt and sloppy in their roles as the pot-stirring duo, I'm not sure what the season would be like without them. And this is fucking sadly true and I still hate everything that they're doing, but I sometimes feel like they are just being called to task. Yeah. Like, make sure you do this right after the fucking first course, and they're just doing it. The way you get out of that is you start doing enough story where you can say, no, I can't. I'm really focused on the story that I've been giving you since day one. And that's the only way. Anyhow, I've been thinking back to the episodes, and unfortunately, they are the only ones playing both sides and bringing shit up to be fought about in front of the other women. Tamra brings stuff up and is willing to engage in confrontation, but only if it directly involves her, because Tamra is so fucking self-absorbed and narcissistic. I'm not sure what conflict would come to fruition without them. I just need them to be smarter about it. I want them to be the dynamic duo, wit and quip, not blunt and stump. Brilliant. That's there's so many things about this. All are so true. And thank you.
Guys, Natalie and I have the same Pinkberry order, and we've never talked about it.
Yeah.
Wow. That's because this is a very specific Pinkberry order.
Yeah, but also because Mike and I literally we had to just do our whole what we spend, and let me tell you, DoorDash is making out like a bandit. Well, not even just DoorDash. That's the problem. We've got DoorDash, we've got Instacart, we've got Uber Eats or Postmates or whatever. We've got a Pavilions, we've got a Costco, we've got everything.
The game.
Yeah.
But
Courtney is like, she's like, if it's my birthday maybe, or like. I'm broke both legs. And, like, if you had one leg to use the gas pedal, you probably would still go.
Right, still works. I'm driving.
Yeah.
I'm cooking myself. I cook every meal that I eat.
Yeah,
I'm a really good cook, guys. Not to brag.
Totally.
I have.
And
to brag.
she's vegan. Well, vegetarian, but also cooks a lot of vegan stuff, and it's still some of the most incredible food I've ever had. Claire Stewart says, I like the Dubrows. They clearly love the spotlight, and I really admire their relationship with each other and their kids, as well as how vocal they are in supporting the LGBTQ community. That said, I recently saw Terry on TikTok Live selling products, which we've seen before on QVC, though it was usually Heather doing the promoting, and it just left a weird taste in my mouth. If Heather weren't the only thing keeping me alive on this show, like I might overlook into things like that, because I do, like... I hate how much we're being sold, and I wish that if Terry Dubrow is going to sell me something, I wish that, because I've noticed this too, I wish that we would have been talking about it more throughout before the launch of it, because then I could actually maybe get on board with like a person who has worked in the space and is an expert, and like this thing is so important for your skin and you're missing it, and like so I'm actually bringing my own concoction of it, like. I could get on board with that. I'm happy to buy Terry Dubrow's skincare line because he is a board certified plastic surgeon and has been doing it for as long as he has, and has a bunch of shows and whatever. Like I could get, but if you don't put any preparation into leading me down that path to feel good about it, all I'm doing is fielding skincare shit all the time.
Question.
Yeah.
They started.
Boof.
Oh my God, buddy.
Get out.
Get off, dude. Come on, bro. Fuck.
Is that the third strike?
Over here defending you.
Oh, third strike.
No.
It's on camera. It's if you said proof. Sorry, go on.
Now what were we saying about Gretchen?
Oh, calculated.
Foof is calculated.
Yeah. No,
okay.
Foof is pissed that people are eating things. That's what happens. He does it when you don't give him exactly what he wants when he wants it, and it's always food related. He's trying to tell you, I will eat this fucking plant. I'm so hungry. I mean, he has hard food out, so
there's food.
Yeah.
So when Heather was on the first time around, her and Terry went on like Evine Live or something like that, and they had developed a skincare line. I wonder if it's the same one from years ago, if they just have been selling that one, or if it's a totally different thing he's trying to hawk. Just curious.
No, and I know. Now that I think about it, I don't know. It seemed new to me, but also I took out a chunk of seasons that I didn't watch. So maybe I just thought it was new because it just seemed new.
Was there resveratrol in it?
I don't know.
That was the only ingredient I remember, because there was a big whole hullabaloo because Brooks was going to cure his cancer with resveratrol.
Oh, God.
You know that saying, if you want something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours forever. I wanted Pinkberry. I let it go. Here we are.
Yours forever now. Try you eat it.
Little manifest.
Jeanette Allen says, when I watch the after show, when I see Tamra, Emily, and Gina, I just always think they should put the cauldron in the middle so that the witches feel more at home. Okay, no more now, I promise. I just have so much to say, and it's not fair. My son Niall has to listen to me, and I love him so much, I really can't make him listen anymore. You can, and you will. I'm like so glad to know that Niall is here. Niall is news to me. This is the first time Niall's entered the chat.
Cheerio.
Sorry, dude.
I'm so happy you're here.
Mary Ayaka Kent says, Courtney, I appreciate the devil's advocate. I had never really thought of that with Gina. And then when Mike and Natalie said the thing about the middle class ladies for lunch, etc., that makes sense. Gina doesn't want Katie to lie about things because John does have a business and Gina can't afford any lawsuits or the drama to affect your business. So I do appreciate you being devil's advocate. And I get that with Gina, with Emily. I still think she wants Katie gone because Katie told the truth last year about Emily's kids and Emily is still trying to cover it up. It's very lawyery of her to just sort of like get rid of that problem and it's not a problem anymore. But I'm always here for devil's advocate. My husband is my number one devil's advocate for everything that I say all the time. I can't imagine what that would feel like.
Yeah. Sounds like a nice guy.
Oh my God, it is so annoying.
I had responded. I was like, I'm so happy you liked it because I never play the devil's advocate because someone's already always in that role.
No, yeah, it's like hard to like bump him out of the chair.
Just trying to make sure you guys are highly informed before you make your decisions.
The Tiny Panther says, honestly, I think these broads should have been eating space cakes this entire season. It would have been more fun to watch them fight or not fight high as kites.
100.
There's so many things that they could have just done a little better. So I think we can all understand that they could have been put in a position to play the roles that they have been for a variety of reasons. Play better. Like, just do it better.
But now that we know, granted, they didn't get the space cakes till the end of the season. All right, I'll let it slide. But if next year we're not on space cakes, S19E16, I'm going to have a bone to pick.
I do. But then I also... You know what? Because these are comments from last week. Because now seeing Gina on mushrooms, I would opt out. Like, I don't need to see that again. Space cakes.
Gina had a meltdown.
Yeah.
A mushroom meltdown.
Yeah. Pat Clark says, do I see a Dodgers tee? I can't wait for the series. I'm rooting for the Mariners because they have several ex-Diamondbacks. Go Gino. Toronto because they will make Trump's head explode, and the Dodgers because they were Arizona's team before we got the Diamondbacks. I can't lose this year. I love baseball. I think it's funny that the other day I heard Michael Bublé talking because he's from Canada, and so he was saying it's really tough for me this year because I'm of course like a big Blue Jays fan. I'm Toronto all the way. He's like, but Shohei Ohtani made my song his walkout song. Mm-hmm. So how do I have my hero against hometown? I don't know what to do. And I think that's fucking awesome that I love Michael Bublé. And also because my grandmother lived and died for him. Yeah, he's so great. And my grandma would listen to his music and she'd make me like repeat songs. And she'd go, just listen to this part right here. And then she'd go, doesn't he sound luscious? Like, ouch, just so luscious, that voice. And I'll never forget that.
You know when he sings, I want to go home, whatever. When I was dating a baseball player, he's like, when the guys get homesick, we listen to that song and we get real sad.
Evie Dillard says, I hype 2,000 peeps. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. But it really bites my ass that the cast who are paid employees for the audience's entertainment and they get to act like toddlers and decide if the audience gets to learn on what really happened in the Katie drama by icing her out, which, mind you, would have made a more entertaining show and give the audience all the information for us to decide to bitch if we want Katie back or not. It's not our problem how it affects their carriers. They choose to be on this show. So do the damn show. Emily still owes Katie a big apology from last year's reunion. Who the hell does she think she is, coming for the kids and her motherhood? She said that was off limits. I think Emily has something to hide because her reaction to Tamra meeting up with Katie has been too much, specifically when Tamra first told her she was going to meet up with Katie. I agree on all of this. I hate it when the cast starts, and that the show actually listens to it, that the producers let the cast run their own show and decide who they're going to film with and who they're not. Unless you have seriously come for someone in a way that it's like how Alexis was coming for Shannon, like in a way that's just like, it's where Shannon would probably just excuse herself after that because it's just the juice is sure the shit not worth the squeeze anymore after that. I just think you're letting the animals run the zoo.
The inmates run the asylum.
The inmates run the asylum. all those kinds of things. I'm sure they all work in some fashion.
Hold on. Well, I feel bad because I want you to eat your yogurt.
It's fine.
Did you, speaking of the animals running the zoo, did you hear the story of the fucking wild bear that rolled up on the zoo and they had bears in there and there was 3 bears in the enclosure and this wild bear fucking snuck in and he's like, oh, you guys want to be friends? And they're like, well, I guess so. And now they're buddies.
What? And the wild bear lives with those bears now?
Yeah, he's buddies. He's like, they were
Honestly,
like, oh, he
like,
needed some friends. And they're like, we still can't figure out how he even got the fuck in. But he's in.
I love
you know how
that.
people are like, oh, zoos are so terrible. Not all of them. There are, whatever. But like, I don't know. Maybe some people are like, I'm done being on those streets.
I literally just had this conversation with somebody because Brian Gross, we went on a bike ride last week and we went to Griffith Park. And so that's where the LA Zoo is. And I was telling him, I'm like, I want to go to the zoo and just like film stuff and like practice filming, whatever. And he's like, oh, I got a family pass. I got like 700 kids. And I was telling him, I'm like, I don't have a problem with the zoo. Like, granted, there are some zoo, like the marine stuff. No,
I do not fuck with that.
But like zoos, people are like, oh, they're a kid. They want to be in the wild. To anyone out there who's like, oh, these animals want to be in the wild, I ask you one question. Have you ever been in the wild? Because the only thing happening in the wild is stress.
Wild ass shit.
Wild ass shit. Like, it's called the wild for a reason. These motherfuckers just trying not to get eaten.
Yeah.
24/7. I get a little banana, a little nut, a little berry. Oh, what the fuck was that? Oh my God, what the fuck was that? Oh my God, what is it?
Yeah.
Like, the zoo is a fucking Ritz-Carlton. They get fed. Nobody's trying to eat them. Oh, occasional squabble with the guy next door because he's on your branch. That's it. Like,
every
was
day.
on your branch.
Yeah, like this is not the zoo, bro. The zoo is where you want to go. These motherfuckers in the wild are trying to get to the zoo. They're out there in the wild being like, you guys hear about this place?
Like,
yeah, this bear is like,
shit.
I'm doing it. I'm moving in.
Yeah. Closing it out with truth for peace for freedom.
Listen, somebody had a good question. It was either Joe Schmo or Pat Clark, I think, who said, are we sure that's not a bugle?
Bugles are for eating.
Wait,
Delish.
Bugles are so good.
We need to get some
my
bugles.
God.
Bro, we don't need to
Wait,
get
do you
any
remember?
bugles.
And you would put a bugle on
Yes,
each
and be like,
finger.
these are my nails.
Yeah, my tips.
Yeah.
Oh my
My
God.
tips.
I'm pretty sure a bugle is just salt put into the shape of a bugle. And
That's why I love them.
yeah.
Yeah. Truth or Peace says, tenets of being a good Christian are humility, forgiveness, love, and compassion. Gretchen is not our finest example of a Christian. So many times, so many Christians, I want to just say, stop repping us, please.
Wait, did I say it last week? It's like, it's Mark Twain or somebody who said, I would have been a Christian if it weren't for the Christians I knew.
Yeah. No, so many of them. Or when Shane was like, why don't you wear your cross? And I'm like, so many reasons.
I wore mine all the time, even though I'm not religious, and then it broke and fell off my neck.
Oh, you never found it?
No, but I'm going to find it. So the universe is going to bring it back to me somehow.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, that's happened to me before.
That's true. That's totally true. This is how you live your life, and so many good things have happened because of it, and I'm a believer.
Remember, I had a diamond tennis bracelet fall off my wrist at the Grove on a Sunday after the pandemic thing. Regulations have lifted. It was wall to wall people. And literally every person at the Grove was like, oh, you're such a dingbat. You are never getting that bracelet back. Yeah. And Lily at Banana Republic, if you're watching this, thank you, girl, because I got it back.
Yeah. I'm still holding out hope for Dana from Vanderpump. She lost her mother's ring on a flight, and she every day for however long was talking about it, putting it out there. And she said it's been 1 year now. I just heard this from her a little bit ago. It's been 1 year now, and though she still hasn't found it, the number of people that reach out to her and send her photos of rings that they see at airports or whatever, like, has been so life affirming. Just
That's
to
so sweet.
Yeah, that is really like a daily reminder that like what you're putting out there, people actually are thinking of you, like on their travels, and like even if she's like, sometimes it's a ring looks nothing like it, but they just want to be helpful and reach out. And I think that's really lovely. Gretchen wears her faith like an accessory. If an alien race asked us to send our finest specimen of a Christian, Gretchen would probably be 99th from the very bottom of our choices. I would put her in the category of people who donate to a charity and then run to Kinko's to pay for a $200 poster-sized check to announce to the world that they are a giving person. True charity doesn't need advertisement. All of us are light years away from being a good, perfect person, and everyone is at different levels on their walk with God. Maybe she's a baby Christian. Since she's on TV, people who are non-believers will think she is a true representation of a Christian, and that's not good. She's a cafeteria Christian who selectively picks and chooses which tenet of the faith to believe or to obey in her daily life. About joining a veterans fraternity. My son and I were at a fall festival recently where a Garth Brooks cover band was performing. Natalie, as my fellow conspiracy theorist friend, does the phrase, "Where are the bodies, G," mean anything to you? It's all I could think about the entire time. This is a true example of the 100th monkey theory. It's wild. Anyway, we wandered into a tent where the veterans were recruiting for membership. They said it would really be nice to have a little one running around, so I was welcome to join. I think the median age of the members is 77, so I get to feel like a young whippersnapper again. I really enjoy talking to the elderly. They have great stories, and with the way time is flying by, we aren't going to have them much longer. Truth for peace. I wish that I would have followed that Garth conspiracy theory more, because at the time, I had just like heard bits and pieces of it. What's it? Tom Segura? Is that his? That's his theory, right? He's the comic that does that? I don't know if it's
his. I mean, he's the one who made it famous.
Made it famous.
And maybe got in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, exactly. And I, like, sometimes I will hear about something, or I don't like to get in things too late. Like, it felt like it had
like to be on the ground floor.
I like to be on the ground floor and pushing out the propaganda myself, like not taking in someone else's propaganda. I like to do the propagating. So it was just like badly timed on my end to when I received it. I felt like it had already kind of been done. But like, I have since heard so many other people, like there's a book on it.
Yeah, it's a full-blown conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
And it's
insane how
pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And if you watch Dexter, then like you could believe any of like it can happen.
If it's true, it would be. It's such a good idea for a serial killer.
Yeah.
What a horrible statement. It's a great idea for a serial killer.
I mean,
I'm not one personally, but if any of you are that are out there, take this idea. And
But do you know the conspiracy?
It's like I'm not a woodworker.
Yeah.
No, I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
The conspiracy is that Garth Brooks is a serial killer. That
he is a lovely gentleman.
So is Dexter.
And that's what they always say on the news.
Wait,
I lived next door to him. He was the nicest guy. There are multiple missing persons in multiple cities that have happened at like Garth Brooks concert, missing person. Garth Brooks concert, missing person. Garth Brooks concert, missing, like so many.
Wait, but how did we get on the topic that Garth Brooks
because
could
she,
be?
Truth went to a thing, and she went to a Garth Brooks concert, and somebody was screaming, "Where's the bodies, G?" Natalie, you're a conspiracy. Do you know what that means? And I chimed in and was like, but there's a theory or conspiracy that Garth Brooks is a serial unaliver because there's this path of like missing people, women. It's and then you're like, oh my God, stop it. And anyone who's met Garth Brooks you're like, no, he's so amazing and so sweet and so nice. And then you look into it a little bit and you're like, oh my God, Garth Brooks is a full-blown serial killer.
No, Garth, I'm still with you.
Listen, maybe it's a crew member.
Oh, it could be a crew member too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it could be a whole, but like.
But Garth is bringing a serial killer to your town.
Yeah.
Sometime
It could also
soon.
be a super fan. Maybe they go to all of his concerts and then
Could
they.
be, yeah. Either way, Garth is the common denominator in all these killings. So is it really worth it to keep him on tour?
Yeah, no,
I'll stick with the Taylor Swift concert. Thank you. And good day.
Well,
Like and subscribe and hype.
like and subscribe. And so Shane's very sick.
Shane has had a medical emergency
Yeah.
in his mouth and he is having crazy oral surgery. It's why we didn't record the show last night because last minute he could not do it.
Yeah.
And the surgery continues tomorrow. So we're going to figure so we waited to do the show. He's like, yeah, I can record
leave
the
it
show.
to Shane to be like, I can be there by 3:30. And I'm like, what time is the surgery?
11 starts at 11:30. He was there for
he's gonna be
4
great.
hours today.
Yeah. So he's saying that he can do it on Saturday. I still don't think that's happening. Basically, what we're trying to tell you is that Salt Lake is going to be late, but it'll go up on Sunday one way or another, and it just might not be with Shane. Yeah. But it's a bummer because I have so many of Shane comments like ready to read to him, and like he's not going to be here to read them.
And he was actually really looking forward to breaking down that episode because of all
That's right.
He said he was even carving a tiny little knife to stab Brittany with. Yeah. I don't believe in violence, but that was from Shane.
But Garth Brooks does.
Okay. Yeah. Like, subscribe.
Allegedly. Yeah. Allegedly he does.
And I might put up an old episode of Humble Heroes on Saturday to have a Saturday post. I think everyone will love it.
Nobody knows what the hell you're talking about.
Well, they'll know it when they see it, and then I might, if I include this, if this stays in, it stays in. It might not, but I didn't want to just put it in the community post and not explain it. I'm really encouraging Mike to get back with his buddies for a fucking reunion, and maybe if you like this show, you will all reach out to the other people that were involved in it and encourage them to also. Listen, it takes a community sometimes to convince people what they're supposed to be doing. Just saying.
Like Fifth?
Hi, Foof. He's like, I give up. I'm dead. I'm famished.
Oh, you can't see him, but he looks real cute.
If I can't eat any plants.
Well, I have to get up because I'm going to pee on your couch.
Sick.
That's how we always end the show, is that Courtney is going to pee herself.
I drink a lot of it.
Or does she just want the show to end?
I drank a whole thing of this and a bubbly.